The following is an exclusive sports presentation of Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. It's time for the fun and excitement of Hornby Hornets baseball. Let's get things started by heading out to the field for the pregame show with our broadcast team.
Yes. Yes. And a very pleasant good evening, everyone. We welcome you into P.O. Faulkner Park, where we get ready for Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10 coverage of Hornby Hornets baseball. It is deja vu all over again as we welcome you back in for this matchup against the Antietam Generals. The two teams took to the field last night, got, two-plus batters in the batter's box before the rains came. Everything had to be suspended, and we will pick it up here today. Well, actually, we will start it all over again today, and new lineups for both of these teams as we get ready for action. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. We've got John Alderton running our camera. Natalie Comer is our TV producer on site, and at the studio is Don Kinney. Well, Matt, it was exciting last night to see at least a little bit of baseball. Thankfully, the weather is better, and we are looking forward to tonight's game.
And it wouldn't have been this time in what's going on in the world if we didn't get teased a little bit with baseball before it being canceled. But a beautiful night here at P.O. Faulkner. The field didn't handle the water overly well last night, but the sun and wind overnight and into this morning and afternoon, the field looks absolutely fantastic, and looking forward to this matchup here tonight.
Well, we got out of here just at the right time, it seems, yesterday. That first shower came through very quickly, but dumped a good amount of rain in that short period of time. That was enough to force the cancellation at that point, but after leaving, even more rains and heavier rains came through, and pictures that we got from Aaron Byler, the head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, who is in control here at P.O. Faulkner Park. He sent us those pictures, and it looked like a small lake on the infield, and so there was a question, would we get a chance to play? And we do get a chance to play, and I tell you what, this is going to be a fun matchup. You've got two teams with very good experience and very good talents.
Yeah, we were talking to the head coach of the Antietam Generals a little bit earlier, and looking down their lineup, there is only one or two kids that aren't collegiate baseball players. And you look at the Hornets, and they're pretty much the same thing with the kids that are out of high school. There's not really any college-age kids that aren't playing baseball at the next level. So you're going to see some pretty talented players out here on the field tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. The Generals with, as you mentioned, guys in college, and for the Hornets, the same thing, and even for those maybe younger players that just missed their spring season this year in high school, many of those guys are looking forward to playing at the collegiate level next year.
And how frustrating do you think last night was for those guys? They get their spring season canceled, and then the first night they think they're going to come back out and play. They're going, all right, got the cleats on, got the jersey on, ready to go. Two batters in, hey, guys, we're going to cancel this game tonight. That's got to be really frustrating and disappointing for them last night.
We understand there were a few words of frustration spoken in the dugout as they came in off the field with the rain coming in sideways, just going, we want to play some baseball. And tonight looks like that golden opportunity. Well, let's send it to the studio. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at what the lineups look like for tonight's game. It is Hornby Hornets baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10. Next time, hand me the stopwatch.
It was sitting right here.
No, it was sitting here, and there's a glare. You just said, hey, 17 seconds, and I'm like, okay. I can't see.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
the index finger to be like.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday. I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
At WVU Medicine, we want to be your guide and resource for information about COVID-19. Here's a few steps to help you avoid contracting this disease. Wash hands often with soap and water for 20 seconds, especially after being in public. Avoid touching eyes, nose, or mouth with unwashed hands. Cover mouth and nose with a cloth face covering when around others. Practice good physical distancing by keeping 6 feet apart in public and disinfect surfaces that are frequently touched. WVU Medicine wants to help keep you and your family safe and healthy. We're all in this together.
Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring has restored hardwood floors and solid premier flooring in this area for over 25 years, providing a wide range of services, including floor sanding and refinishing and floor coverings. When you're looking for reliable professional flooring services.
30, and then it was supposed to be Winchester coming into town for the nightcap of that 2-team doubleheader. Of course, both games rained out yesterday, and because of the very wet field conditions and what it took throughout the day for this field to dry out, there was time and room for really only one game tonight, so that matchup against Winchester going to have to be made up on another date.
Yeah, and again, you got not all summer, but you got some makeup days over the course of the summer, and you'd hope to be able to get in as many of the local teams as you can. I know, talking to manager Trip Tobin of the Hornets, he has mentioned some teams that are in the Northern Virginia area even playing, but you got to think you're going to be able to squeeze one of those local teams like Winchester in at some point.
I know he told us when he was on Miller Time, our talk show, sports talk show, dominated, if you will. We do talk a little current event and some other things from 12 noon to 1 o'clock each weekday. We talked with Trip Tobin yesterday, and he brought up the fact that they have right now about a 19-game schedule that they pretty much have written in stone, but feel like they're going to be able to get roughly 6 more games in there so that by the end of the summer, if all goes well, they hope to have about 25 games played. All right, that is a look at it as we get ready for the action here. Let's go ahead and jump into our lineups. Matt, what do we got?
Starting with the Antietam Generals in the leadoff spot, playing shortstop is number 6, Justin Taylor. Corey Walters will be in that number 2 spot. Number 7 playing third base. In the number 3 spot, it'll be Adam Mathis. He's going to play center field, whereas the number 11 in that cleanup spot, Alex Avey. He wears number 1 and will be behind the plate. Rowan Bronfield is in that number 5 spot. He is playing at second base and will wear number 23. In right field, batting 6th, number 13, Corey Jamison. Number 7 in the lineup, playing first base, wearing number 25, will be Graham Spitz. And the DH for the pitcher today is Ryan Clark. DHing for him is number 21, Ian Selby in that 8 spot. And closing out the batting orders, left fielder wearing number 9, Carson Poffenberger. That is the starting lineups for the Antietam Generals, who are led by Trey Cobb. On to the Hornby Hornets. They're led by Trip Tobin, assistant coaches John Lauer Jr. and Troy Barrett, along with Ethan Greenfield. In the leadoff spot, starting on the mound, is number 22, Chase DeLauder. In the number 2 spot is center fielder number 1, Chase Anderson. Catching in the number 3 spot, number 12, Brady Weaver. In the cleanup spot will be first baseman Mason Lance, who will wear the number 12. In the 5 spot in the order, shortstop Jack Reisenweber, wearing the number 18. In the 6th spot, second baseman Tyler Gilpin, who will wear number 2. In the 7th spot in the order is third baseman Caleb Horner, who will wear number 11. Batting 8th in the lineup, right fielder Ryan Barker, wearing number 4. And DHing in the number 9 spot is number 6, Ryan Fry.
Fry DHing for the starting left fielder, Thomas Budka. We understand that the plan of rotation tonight for pitching coach John Lowry Jr. is to try to get each of his guys roughly 1 inning if he can. Chase DeLauder yesterday ended up throwing 12 pitches to retire the first 2 batters. The first pitch of the third at bat was fouled out of play. That's when the rains came and everything got halted yesterday. So DeLauder will get the start, and we've been told he will likely go out and play center field after that first inning, and then any of the new pitchers will enter in that number 9 spot, where Ryan Fry will continue to be the DH for those guys, meaning someone else in the outfield is going to shift over to replace Thomas Butka after that first inning.
Trying to use all the rules they can, although, again, I don't really think there are a whole lot of rules. They're using the high school federation rules and the college rules as much as they can, but no mandated rules in independent baseball this summer.
The managers getting together with our umpiring crew. It's a 2-man crew. Last night, Neil Ryman-Schneider was scheduled to be behind the plate, unable to return tonight. So it will be Keith Allison behind the plate and Jeff King on the bases. We'll take a 2-minute timeout as we pause here for the national anthem. We are back after this.
It's Miller time on Talk Radio WRNR. A local look at local, regional, and national sports with Matt Miller and Matt Crawford.
And plenty that we can talk about coming out of the weekend, including the return of golf. Hold on. Oh, wait.
No, there was no golf clap.
There will be no golf claps.
None whatsoever.
Weekdays at 12 noon and 5 p.m. on TV 10. Law Enforcement Live airs daily only on TV 10.
I was asking if you had anything else to stab me. If you didn't, hold your head.
That's not what the media makes it to be. We're here to help.
Bunch of pills she's got.
I like what I do.
The following scene contains graphic content some viewers may find upsetting.
Stand back. It's sad.
New episodes, Wednesdays, 8 p.m.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Want to do it? Go through it. You're gonna like it.
Eastern Panhandle Talk with Rob Mario and David Welch.
Are you trying to create controversy more so than we already have?
Responding to the people.
I see. Okay.
That's what I do.
I think you're stirring it up.
I'm kind of a big deal. That's right. That would be the root cause of the stir.
You know what? I'm not paying that fine.
Just got doubled.
What? For?
Denial.
Oh, denial.
Denial. You have the money. You have 17 jobs.
Yeah, but none of them pay well.
Weekdays at 8 a.m. on TV 10.
We are just about ready for baseball action on what has turned out to be a beautiful sunny evening. A little bit of a breeze blowing. Shadows beginning to stretch across the field from that left field side. They'll work their way out towards right field. That breeze actually seems to have settled down just a little bit, as it had been about 15 miles an hour earlier in the day. Lights are already on with our first pitch just minutes away here shortly after 7 o'clock. And the Hornets take the field. And, Matt, do you notice a difference between last night and tonight?
They have actual jerseys on tonight. Apparently got shipped in the mail and were delivered today with the kind of the Shenandoah University Hornets look with the coloring. Trip Tobin's got the hat on. I don't think the entire team's hat has come in yet, but very similar to that Shenandoah Hornet look. The colors are almost identical, that dark blue with the red Hornets across the front and the red numbers on the back. A little bit of white piping around the Hornets logo, or the Hornets lettering on the front and the numbers on the back. It'll be blue for the visiting team as well, the Antietam Generals. About the same shade of blue, but they're going with a little more of that gold look with Generals in light blue on the front of those uniforms.
Yeah, both of these teams ready to go. Independent baseball, and when you look at it for the Antietam Generals, Matt, this is the third time they have been on the field this season in a competitive situation. Talking with their head coach or manager, Trey Cobb, he said that they have been out twice before. They played a couple of younger teams in those early games, so they're off to a 2-0 start, but he's looking forward to this matchup against what is a talented Hornets team.
Yeah, in typical coach or manager fashion. So we can call you 2-0, right? Yeah, I guess if you wanted to. Those teams were a little younger, so not overly pleased coming out 2-0. I think he is looking forward to seeing what his Generals team can come out and show tonight against this Hornets team. Again, should be one whale of a matchup with all of these collegiate-level kids on the same field.
Well, getting in his warm-up tosses, Chase DeLauder, the former Hedgesville Eagles standout, working with his old battery mate, Brady Weaver, who is also a former Eagle. Weaver is now with the Shepherd University Rams program, while Chase DeLauder showing very well in a brief stint this season before the COVID stopped the season down at James Madison.
Yeah, he was a freshman All-American after just a handful of games, but played extremely well. Brady Weaver got a handful of games down at Shepherd, too. I don't think saw much of the field, but was able to at least be down there and start his collegiate career.
Well, here we go as Justin Taylor stands in, and the pitch is high and outside for ball one. This ball game is underway, and it gets started at 7:03. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Count evens up now at 1-1 strike. Taylor was in the starting spot last night. Bounced out on a comebacker just off the third base side of the mound. Takes this pitch inside, goes all the way through to the backstop as the count moves to 2-1 strike. It was a 2-2 pitch in which he grounded out last night. That was after fouling one off. So ultimately a 6-pitch at bat for Taylor. And, Matt, that's what you want from your leadoff guy.
Yeah, you want to see as many pitches as possible and as many different pitches as possible. Right now, here's pitch 4.
And that breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Taylor was watching all the way, and the count is even 2-2. The left-hand batter and the left-hand pitcher, usually a tough matchup for the batter. Fastball inside again, goes through to the backstop. And it's a full count, 3-2 strikes.
And you expect DeLauder to come out and throw strikes. He did an awful lot of that in his high school days. And apparently working a little more with John Lowry Jr. on some off-speed stuff. And we saw a slider last night that looked very wicked.
3-2 pitch goes back to that slider here, but it misses down and away. Glances off the mitt of Weaver. He'll track it down behind the plate. That is ball 4, and Taylor has drawn the leadoff walk. Much different start today than yesterday. Taylor is aboard and will be held at first by Mason Lance, with Corey Walters stepping into the left-hand box. Walters awaits. DeLauder delivers. It's a comebacker right off the front slope of the mound. It's fielded by DeLauder. He'll throw to second in time for the out there. Reisenweber with the return throw to first, and they turn that 1 to 6-3 double play.
Well, that was a thing of beauty. It shot right back to Chase DeLauder. You saw a little bit of hesitation by Reisenweber, just trying to get in sync with Tyler Gilpin. That's all right, who's going where? And you saw that split hesitation, but a good job by Reisenweber getting over there quickly once he's figuring out that's his bag, and a good throw over to first. Good stretch by Lance to get the double play. Base is empty.
2 outs for Adam Mathis, and he will look at that breaking pitch on the inside corner for a strike. That's one that started inside but then broke across that inside corner. 0-1 as Mathis awaits that next delivery. Here it comes. Comes back with that same pitch, but this time down and in. 1-1 strike. Yeah, well turned there by Reisenweber, getting it to Lance at first. And are you surprised a little bit? Walters went after the first pitch after it was a 3-2 count to Taylor, who had drawn the walk. Here's one down low and outside, 2-1 to Mathis.
And I'm not surprised because hitters are different. Some hitters want to see that the first pitch they see they can swing at, they want to go after it. They get jittery in the box. And you have a lot of guys like your leadoff hitter that want to see a lot of pitches. So it's just a different strategy for each hitter.
2-1 pitch hit slowly towards the charging second baseman. Gilpin has it pop up over the heel of his glove as he got in on the grass. Would have been a very tough play at first as Mathis got down the line quickly, and he will be aboard with 2 outs in the inning.
That would have been a tough play for Gilpin to make regardless. He was playing deep in that hole. I think that would have been an infield single regardless.
So no chance for the no-hitter. An infield base hit with 2 outs. Puts a runner on for the Generals, and it brings up their cleanup hitter and catcher, Alex Avey. Avey, a right-hand batter. Takes a fastball on the outside corner for strike one.
Avey also just finished up his freshman season at Hagerstown Community College. Not sure how many games they were able to get in this spring.
DeLauder working from that third base side of the pitching rubber. Looks over at the runner at first and will make a toss over. And back in on the dive goes Mathis.
Not quite as fluid on the mound as we saw in the brief 12 pitches last night for Chase DeLauder. Not as sharp in the zone as he was last night.
The 0-1 pitch is due. DeLauder has that sign from Weaver again. Looks at the runner at first, steps off, makes that throw a little high and wide. And for just a brief moment, Mathis froze on that quick move.
And I think that throw's a little high. That back foot, that left foot of Chase DeLauder, I don't know if it clipped the rubber a little bit going back, but definitely wasn't as balanced as he was hoping to be on that throw over. I think that's why it was a little high going over to first.
DeLauder now works to the plate. It's a ground ball back up the middle off the glove of the pitcher. Nice play by Reisenweber, the shortstop, in behind the bag. He fields that kind of awkward hop and then steps on second to get the force out of Mathis and bring the inning to a close.
Well, it was an awkward hop that nicked off the glove of Chase DeLauder, and I think if DeLauder doesn't get a piece of that, it's probably a chopper into center field and a single and 2 runners on, but that was a good play by Jack Reisenweber.
Well, the out goes 1-6. It will bring the inning to a close. A walk and an infield base hit for the Generals, but they are unable to capitalize. And through a half an inning, it is Antietam nothing, and the Hornets coming to bat.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg.
Hornets baseball. The season opener. The Hornets do have a doubleheader scheduled right here on Saturday, but we will not be able to be here to broadcast that doubleheader.
And for that, you can blame John Alderton.
I hate to, but no, it's kind of vacation time.
I was going to say, I'll be out of town too, so I'm just as much to blame.
We will not have the personnel necessary to operate things both on-site and in studio, so we will take a break on Saturday. We understand the Hornets will be in action over in Hagerstown next Tuesday, and then they'll take a little bit of time off through the 4th of July weekend, and then the week after that they'll start to get back into it a little more frequently, and that's when we will pick up more coverage of the Hornets.
Ryan Clark on the mound for the Generals. Looking at Clark, he is just finished his freshman year, one of the many at Hagerstown Community College. You'll hear that a lot tonight, a lot of HCC players on this team. A couple of future Shepherd Rams also, and I believe a Garrett Community College thrown in there as well.
And we will see what Clark brings. Talking with manager Trey Cobb, says that he will throw a lot of breaking pitches, try to keep those hitters off balance. He comes with a fastball to DeLauder. It's on the outside corner for strike one, and the bottom of the first inning underway in a scoreless matchup. Chase DeLauder hits from the left side. Leadoff hitter through his high school years at Hedgesville, and even as a true freshman jumped into that leadoff spot down at James Madison. 0-1 delivery, off-speed pitch, just missed off that outside corner. 1-1 and a good eye by DeLauder. He stepped in and did very well at the collegiate level with the bat, including a walk-off RBI base hit in one of JMU's victories. The 1-1 pitch on the way. That fastball up and away. 2 balls and a strike. They don't play him very deep in straightaway center field. Look at Adam Matheson where he is standing right now.
And Matt, 382 is a true freshman leadoff at JMU for Chase DeLauder. Not bad.
Here comes that 2-1 from Clark, and the fastball is down below the knees. 3 balls and 1 strike.
So both pitchers starting a little erratic, trying to find the corner. You can tell they're trying to paint the corners of the strike zone, just struggling to do that so far.
Clark was scheduled to start yesterday. Of course, never towed the pitching rubber other than some warm-up tosses. Comes back with that 3-1 fastball hit high, deep, and foul down the left field line. And DeLauder sending that the other way with home run distance. Count has gone full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. That was an effortless-looking swing,
It was.
too.
But how many of those did we see in his high school career?
Oh, yes. He's got that sweet left-handed swing, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Now that 3-2 delivery, the payoff pitch to the plate. Off speed, hit high and deep into right field. That one is gone. You had an idea when it came off the bat, would it have enough height? And it did. Corey Jamison in right field gave it a look, but really had no chance, and he knew it.
And that was an off-speed pitch that DeLauder just waited back on, and Clark wants that pitch back. That finished right over the heart of the plate. Good job keeping his hands back and driving that one, yanking it down the right field line for a home run for Chase DeLauder. The first at-bat of the summer for the Hornets and for DeLauder, and it's a solo shot.
That's a way to get your summer started. Welcome to Hornets baseball. 1-0. The Hornets on top of Antietam, bottom half of inning number 1. And now it brings up Chase Anderson. Starting center fielder, taking a letter high strike on the inside corner. Anderson very solid in the center field spot for the Jefferson Cougars through his high school career. He swings, gets just a piece of that high fastball, fouls it right into the catcher's mitt of Alex Avey, and it's 0-2.
I was expecting a few more off-speed pitches so far for Clark based on what manager Cobb had told us, but using that fastball an awful lot through the first batter and now into the second batter with Anderson. Maybe a little scared after the last curveball got sent over the fence.
Another fastball, this one just off the inside corner. Anderson takes, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
And that's a tough one to leave alone for Anderson, but not one you can do much with, even if you get a piece of it. One you hope just to foul off and live to see another pitch. Luckily, that one just a bit inside.
This fastball now working a little up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Anderson shows a good eye. He's got that wide open stance in the left-hand batter's box, meaning that front foot, that right foot is shaded down that first base line. He'll draw the leg back in and then stride into the pitch. Here it comes, and it's a called strike 3 on the inside corner. Anderson, caught looking at the 2-2, is out number 1.
Yeah, very similar location to that first ball that was thrown to Anderson, backed out of the way. Maybe a little bit of late movement on that one as he was backing out, but caught the inside corner. Good pitch by Clark, his first strikeout, as Brady Weaver will now step into that right-hand batter's box.
1 away. Base is empty. A run in on the Chase DeLauder home run. 1-0 Hornets, bottom of the first inning. Brady Weaver, a right-hand hitter, stands up tall as he swings and bounces the first pitch foul off the third base side of home plate.
And we talked about Chase DeLauder having that effortless swing. Brady Weaver, you can tell he wants to crush one every time he takes that bat off the shoulder.
He swings right out of his shoes.
Yes.
And has he gotten a little bigger in his first year at Shepherd?
Yeah, definitely put on some muscle in the upper body.
Yeah, I noticed that as he steps in. The 0-1 pitch is due. Here it comes. There's an off-speed pitch that stays high out of the strike zone, and it's 1-1. A staple behind the plate in that Hedgesville program pretty much for 4 years. Now down at Shepherd University. The 1-1. Fastball missing up and away to the right-hand batter. Now 2 balls and a strike. Tell you, Matt McCarty's done a great job with that Shepherd program. Now in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. You were really hoping to see what that Rams program could do in their first year in the league, and coronavirus took that away. 2-1 fastball hit high in the air, popped foul. That one straight back behind us and out of play, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, you were looking forward to this Shepherd season just because how dominant the PSAC is as a baseball conference. Really one of the best in all Division II baseball. The Mountain East, not a slouch of a conference they were leaving, but the PSAC, well known around the country as one of the more premier D2 baseball conferences.
I believe the last Atlantic region ranking that I saw, 9 of the 10 in that top 10 were out of the PSAC. 2-ball, 2-strike pitch on the way. There's a breaking pitch down and away to Weaver, and it's a full count, 3-2. What pitch will Ryan Clark come back with? He went 3-2 to DeLauder. It was a breaking pitch that DeLauder delivered for a solo home run to start this bottom of the first. 3-2 delivery here, and the fastball misses high for ball 4. So a home run, a strikeout, and now a base on balls. A runner at first with 1 away as it brings up Mason Lance.
Lance wearing that Jefferson Cougar helmet. He was a Cougar his entire high school career, and really he was playing first base tonight. Was a guy that you could stick in a lot of different places. I know played the outfield an awful lot for Coach Lowry Sr. down in Shenandoah Junction. But really a good utility guy to have on your team, a very well-rounded kid.
Graham Spitz holding that runner on at first. We will have a courtesy runner over at first base as the pitch to the plate cut on and missed, and it's 0-1 to Mason Lance.
I believe the courtesy runner is Trent Sherman over there at first base.
Stretches out a pretty nice lead. He's got some quickness. Here comes the pitch, and it's on the outside corner for a called strike 2, and Lance finds himself behind 0-2. If I read correctly, it was just, within the last week or so, the announcement came, Lance signing with California University of Pennsylvania.
I was going to say, speaking of the PSAC.
Clark taking his time with that 0-2 pitch due, steps off the pitching rubber, sending Sherman back to first base. Jack Reisenweber due next. 1 out, 1 on, 1 run in, bottom of the first inning. Hornets leading 1-0 over Antietam. 0-2 pitch on the way. Runner was on the move, and the pitch missed outside, glanced off the mid of Avey, goes through to the backstop, and he didn't need to, but Sherman slides safely into second base without the benefit of a throw.
It was a good jump by Trent Sherman. Would have been a tough throw to make for Avey. Again, Sherman very, very good on the base paths.
So a stolen base puts a runner in scoring position. Now a 1-ball, 2-strike count to Lance. That 1-2 delivery, a breaking pitch down and away, and again this one gets away from Avey. That one looked like it may have hit the glove before it hit the ground and then bounced it to his right side and got through towards the backstop. Heads up running as Sherman goes to third.
Yeah, and it may be the vantage point we're at, but I didn't think that one was more than 3-4 inches from the ground, so I'm not sure if there was just if it was a case of taking the eyes off the baseball, but didn't look as low as it may seem.
2-2 fastball, high and away. Lance has worked from an 0-2 count to now a full count at 3-2. Good at bat. Tell you, good size in that right-hand batter's box as well for Mason Lance. In the cleanup spot in the order. 3-2 delivery, and that one is high. There is ball 4. Second walk allowed by Clark here in this first inning. Puts runners at the corners with 1 away and a run already in. Here comes Jack Reisenweber, shortstop and number 5 hitter in the order. One of the younger guys in this lineup.
Yeah, will come back and play for the Martinsburg Bulldogs next year. I know Coach Byler probably sitting up a little bit in his chair for this batter.
And the first pitch, a fastball for a strike. I say a fastball, but it really looked like Clark took a little bit off of that one. Made sure that he got strike 1 in there. Trip Tobin in that third base coach's area, not necessarily a box anymore. Here's the pitch, and it's grounded on the right side of the infield. That'll get a run in. Second baseman has it, goes to short for 1. The throw to first, not in time. It got away from the first baseman, but holding at first is Reisenweber. He'll get credit with a run batted in as Sherman crosses from third. Erased at second was Lance for the second out of the inning. Reisenweber on the fielder's choice, and it's the Hornets 2 and Antietam nothing.
Did a job. Hit it to the right side of the infield. No chance for Braunfield to make a play at home. Immediately, it was Trent Sherman reading that ball down. An easy score for him, 2-0.
Now Tyler Gilpin to the plate with 2 outs and that runner at first, and the pitch grounded right back up the middle. Charging hard as the shortstop can't make the play. It hopped up in to the wrist and then the chest of Justin Taylor, and that will be an error, allowing Gilpin to reach and putting Reisenweber at second. Been a tough inning for Clark on the hill in this bottom of the first, giving up the home run to DeLauder on a 3-2 pitch after the strikeout of Anderson. Back-to-back walks, a fielder's choice ground ball to bring in a run, and now an error. And the inning continues for Caleb Horner.
And Matt, you love to see who's in the batter's box right now. Horner, a knee injury during football season. Love to see him back out, and a brace on that right leg, but good to see him back out and about.
Pretty good cut at that fastball, and the count is 0-1. Yeah, Horner with that brace on, and talking before the game with one of the assistant coaches, Ethan Greenfield. He said, he's still kind of feeling it and getting used to coming back from the injury. Pops this one foul down that right field line, and it's back out of play. Graham Spitz, the first baseman, beyond the reach of the regular dugout, but could have reached into the COVID dugout, you might call it. There is a kind of fenced-in area with some poles and some tape to help keep spectators out, and then the buckets are set out for the guys to sit on.
A makeshift dugout.
Yes. 0-2 now to Horner. Big right-hand batter up with 2 on and 2 outs. He'll take a fastball high, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Horner would not have been able to play in the regular season this spring, so I'm sure he's just happy to get back in the batter's box at this point. Didn't look like there was going to be baseball at all this summer, so I'm sure he is very happy to be back on the diamond.
1-2 breaking pitch just off that inside corner. It is 2-2, and Clark was taking steps towards the first base dugout thinking he had strike 3.
And it was a good frame by Avey, kind of leaning to his left a little bit, but keeping that glove in the center part of the body. That was a very good frame and a very good pitch by Clark.
Now that 2-2, and the fastball stays high. 3-2. Clark's had trouble with that fastball up so far in this first inning. And that was a big miss there, because now the runners can be in motion with 2 outs and a 3-2 pitch due. A ball in the gap could easily score 1, maybe 2. There go the runners, and the 3-2 fastball misses high. That is ball 4 and the third walk in this first inning for Ryan Clark. It will load them up, and we will have time taken as catcher Alex Avey out for a quick word.
Well, talking with manager Cobb for Antietam, we asked him, hey, what's your pitching lineup going to look like tonight? How much of a leash do these guys have? And he basically said it's their game. We're not necessarily putting any pitching limits on them, the exact opposite of what I think we're going to see from the Hornets tonight. But when you throw this many pitches so far in the first inning, it may not be nearly as long as manager Cobb may have expected his starter Clark to go.
Number 8 hitter in the Hornets order, stepping to the plate with 2 outs and the bases loaded, Ryan Barger, and the right fielder takes a called first strike. Oh, we've seen Clark on a couple of these batters get ahead, including 0-2 against Mason Lance, who eventually drew a walk on a 3-2 pitch. Problem has been putting hitters away. Barger ducks out of the way of this high fastball. 1-1 the count. Ryan Fry, the DH, is due next. The Hornets on the board with a 2-0 lead, but threatening for more. Bases loaded with 2 away. Clark from the stretch is ready, and the pitch. Fastball outside, corner at the knees, taken for a called strike 2.
If you're Ryan Clark, you want to get this guy, because Ryan Fry, who's in the on-deck circle right now, one of the better lower in the order hitters in the entire Eastern Panhandle.
And then you turn it over to DeLauder at the top of the order. Key at bat here. Clark is ready. That 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. Down low and outside. It's 2-2. Again came back with that fastball, but struggling just a bit with that control right now. You mentioned earlier the, kind of pitch counts and watching those guys. Antietam's played a little bit more, probably practiced a little bit more as well, as the pitch to the plate is fouled back out of play and the count holds 2-2. So they can maybe go a little deeper than what you would expect for these Hornets, who haven't had quite as much time getting on the field here in West Virginia. 2-2 pitch again is due. Here it comes. A swing and a miss, and he got him, and that will end the inning. Barger down on strikes, a much-needed strikeout for Ryan Clark, but the damage is done. A leadoff home run for Chase DeLauder and an RBI Fielder's choice ground ball from Jake Reisenweber puts 2 on the board, and the Hornets first. And as we go to inning number 2, we'll take a 60-second break with the Hornets 2 and Antietam nothing.
Law Enforcement Live airs daily only on TV 10.
I was asking if you got anything that would stab me. You can get hold your head.
That's not what the media makes it feel. We're here to help. I like what I do.
The following scene contains graphic content some viewers may find upsetting.
Stand back. It's sad.
New episodes, Wednesdays, 8 p.m.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Want to do it? Go through it. You're gonna like it.
We are back once again at P.O. Faulkner Park. Matt with you. John Alderton running our TV10 camera. Natalie Comer, our on-site TV producer. Don Kenny, our engineer, back at the studio. Beautiful evening for baseball. Temperature nice. Humidity down just a bit. Slight breeze blowing through the ballpark. Nice little group of spectators on hand, getting out and taking in some sports action for the first time in a long time.
Got to do it when you can. Again, it's been, 3 months since live sports in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia.
Well, Matt, we've got the pitching change we expected, as, again, talking with John Lowry Jr., who's the pitching coach for the Hornets, saying he's going to use guys, pretty much different guys, each inning to give them some early work here in this opener.
And, Matt, some defensive changes. I believe Chase Anderson has come into second base. Tyler Gilpin has gone to left field. And it is now Chase DeLauder in center field.
Yeah, we were told DeLauder would go to center. We wondered exactly how that would work out, and so now we know. So Gilpin out to left, DeLauder to center. And Roan Bromfield stepping in to get our top of the second underway, facing Trevor Sharp. And the first pitch, a fastball in there for strike 1.
Trevor Sharp, committing in the fall, going to Morgantown and going to join a very good Mountaineer baseball team.
0-1 pitch. Check swing. Did he go around and appeal to our first base umpire? And Jeff King says yes, that is a strike, and it's 0-2 to Bromfield. The way that one glanced off the mid of Weaver and went through to the backstop, you wondered momentarily if it had nicked the bat of Bromfield.
Either way, would have been the same result.
Yep, that's why I was waiting. Keith Allison, our plate umpire, gave no indication and then turned to the first base umpire for the appeal. Now that 0-2, just a bit up and away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sharp struggled through some injuries last year and was really looking forward to that senior year at Musselman this year.
But boy, was he dominant when he was on the field last year.
Absolutely.
Down at the southern end of the county.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way. A grounder right back to him, and a nice play by Sharp on the mound to snag that one and make the throw to first for the outs.
Both innings so far now, we've seen the pitchers field their positions. Saw that in the little bit we saw last night, too.
Yeah.
A lot of choppers right back to the mound.
We've seen a 1-6-3 double play, a 1-6 put out at second base, and now the 1-3 play to get this one underway. 1 out, base is empty. Top half of the second inning. 2-0, the Hornets on top. Corey Jamison, the batter, and he takes a fastball high and outside. That is ball 1. So we've got the changes from the dugout. Thank you very much. So we know some of those changes that have taken place defensively. Pitch on the way to the left-handed hitting Jamison. That one misses a bit up and in. 2 balls and no strikes. Another one of those tough lefty-lefty matchups. Jamison today starting right fielder for the Generals. Takes this pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Now 2-1. He steps out, kind of looks down. I'm not sure if he was just fooled by the pitch and has taken a breath, or kind of questioned whether that one caught the inside corner or not. Slightly open stance for Jamison as he awaits that 2-1 that misses high, 3-1. One down, bases empty in this top of the second. So DeLauder a lefty, Sharp a lefty as well. We'll see who comes next for the Hornets. 3-1 pitch, high and outside. That is ball 4. And the base on balls will be the second allowed by Hornets pitching. And it's a one-out base runner for the Generals.
Brings up Graham Spitz playing first base today for the Generals. Will bat from the right side of the plate. Big body on that right side.
Spitz, from what we understand, talking with manager Trey Cobb on his way to Mount Aloysius.
Now it's time for you to spell that.
I didn't spell it properly, I know, on my sheet, but Coach did, didn't he?
He did.
Spitz taking. It's a fastball on the outside edge for a strike, 0-1. Jamison stretching out his lead, and Mason Lance looking right into the sun. First base, a tough position at this time of the day here at P.O. Faulkner.
As a former first baseman, I feel his pain.
0-1 breaking pitch, snaps down in there for a called strike 2. Good mix from Trevor Sharp. Spitz will step back in. He's got an open stance. That front foot shaded down the third base line, and then strides into the pitch, a swing and a miss at a high fastball, and Sharp blew it right by him.
Yeah, Sharp not playing any games that at bat, just going right after Spitz. And Spitz just couldn't seem to catch up.
First strikeout for the Generals in this one is Chase DeLauder in his inning of work. Did not give up a run, gave up an infield hit, no strikeouts and 1 walk. Ian Selby, the batter, but first to toss over to first, sending Jamison back in on the dive. We had DeLauder throwing 13 pitches. 7 of those went for strikes. Add that to 12 that he threw last night.
And that's about at what Coach Tobin and Coach Lauber wanted, right about that 30-pitch mark.
Selby awaits, swings at the first pitch. He's late on it, fouls it out of play down the right field side. That is strike 1. Pitch a little bit up, a little bit in as well. Selby fighting that one off. Today's designated hitter in the number 8 spot in the order, a true DH role, batting for the pitcher Ryan Clark. So you imagine he'll stay in that spot should there be any pitching changes. Pitch misses down and in to Selby to move the count to a ball and a strike.
Right now Trevor Sharp heavy on the fastballs.
2 outs with a runner at first, 2-0. The Hornets with the lead, Antietam batting, top of the second inning. Jamison with a pretty nice lead. There he goes. Pitch to the plate, taken for a strike. Throw down high and wide. Grabbed by the second baseman Anderson. In behind the leaping shortstop Reisenweber. It'll be a stolen base for Jamison. And the count to Selby will work to a ball and 2 strikes.
Good jump by Jamison and good pop time for Brady Weaver. Just threw that one a little high.
Yeah, showed that strong arm. If that one's on the bag, would have been a close play. As is, a runner is in scoring position with 2 outs, and Selby now awaiting that 1-2 pitch. Here it comes, and it is just a bit low, 2-2. Now you could see the mid of Weaver pop up just a little bit trying to frame it. When you could see the glove move from our vantage point, the umpire probably did too.
That's something that he'll work on throughout his career down at Shepherd, just getting that frame a little bit quicker and making it one fluid motion.
2-2 breaking pitch, swing and a miss as that one broke down at the feet of the right-hand batter Selby. He strikes out. That's 2 Ks for Trevor Sharp, and this one ends the inning, and the Generals will strand a runner in scoring position. Through 1.5, let's take a 60-second break with your score. The Hornets 2, Antietam 0.
Floodwaters can spread E. coli bacteria. Here's Bill Kearns from the Berkeley County Health Department about what to do if your well is tested positive.
If it's just a one-time contamination, you can superchlorinate your well, which we have instructions at the health department. They could call and talk to us. You're providing an excessive amount of bleach down the well. Then you do a runoff to get that out of the system, to get the bleach through your lines, get any contamination out there. You do a runoff of so long, and then you can have it tested again.
The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131.
prepare for what's next or to plan ahead. We're here. Brown Funeral Home, a legacy of service since 1880.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
TV10, proudly serving Berkeley and Jefferson counties of West Virginia. Your source for local news, talk, sports, and entertainment. Mario in the mornings from 6 to 8, followed by Eastern Panhandle Talk from 8 to 10. Miller Time Sports from 12 to 1, re-aired at 5 to 6. Check out Law Enforcement Live. Shop for your new home with Open House. Weekly county council meetings. Learn how to cook like a pro in the kitchen with Chef Walden. All the latest high school and college sports. TV10.
Strike. That's exactly what manager Trip Tobin is looking for right now. Fry to be a starter out of that bottom part of the order when you've got the likes of DeLauder, Anderson, Weaver, and Lance in those top 4 spots in the order. 1-1 strike pitch. Fastball grounded in the hole. It's short. It's a backhand stop to a knee, and then the long throw to first, and got him. What a play for Justin Taylor.
Justin Taylor off balance, falling towards the outfield, just threw a prayer over to first base, and a good stretch over at first by Spitz. Great play.
Yeah, put a star by that one, as Taylor made that play deep in the hole. As he went down to a knee and backhand, and I wasn't even sure he'd try to throw, but he popped up quickly, and that lollipop throw had enough on it with the stretch by Spitz to get Fry by a half a step. Bases empty, one down.
And that was a tough enough play just to get a glove on that baseball, nonetheless make the throw afterwards.
Swing and a miss at the breaking pitch, and Chase DeLauder down in the count, 0-1. That was that same breaking pitch that he hit for a home run, and that was a home run swing.
That one was a little bit lower, about shin level. The one he hit for a home run was about belt high, right over the heart of the plate.
Was he looking for that?
I would be.
0-1 delivery on the way. There's a breaking pitch again. This one catches the outside corner. Good movement on the pitch. And DeLauder down in the count, 0-2. So Ryan Clark learning from that first at bat, and also, hey, came back and challenged him. This was the pitch you hit the first time. I'm going to give it to you again, see if I can get a better location.
I'm not sure he needed to learn not to leave a curveball right over the heart of the plate. I think that's pitching 101.
Clark is ready in that 0-2. Fastball high and outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He got DeLauder to chase an off speed on the first pitch out of the zone. That's a good waste pitch on 0-2. See if you can get DeLauder's eyes a little big with one a little higher than the chest, see a fastball coming at you, get him to swing, but good discipline by the leadoff hitter, Chase DeLauder.
I was going to say, I don't think his eyes get big very often in that batter's box. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. There's that breaking ball. This one down low. May have been off that outside edge as well, and it's 2-2.
We'll see if he has the same issue, meaning Clark, that he did in that first inning where he got ahead of pitchers, or he got ahead of hitters, and then struggled to get that put out. Had DeLauder 0-2, now 2-2.
DeLauder in that left-hand batter's box. Clark, the right-hander on the hill, works from the first base side of the pitching rubber, comes back with a fastball lined at the shortstop, Justin Taylor, moving a step to his left. He hauls it in head high for out number 2.
Taylor getting a lot of work over there at shortstop so far this inning. That one a little bit easier of a play, but a rocket off the bat of DeLauder.
I was going to say, that one was hit very hard.
Yeah, a couple feet and more to the right towards center field, and that one's a shot for a single.
Yeah, nothing to show for it, though. A line out for the second out of the inning. Base is empty. Here comes Chase Anderson. Anderson struck out his first time up, looking at a 2-2 pitch. Takes this one outside a bit high for ball 1. 2-0, the lead for the Hornets. They bat in the bottom half of the second inning. This will be a 7-inning single game here this evening. 1-0 on the way, and it's a looper towards the third baseman, and Walters to his left leaps up into the air and pulls in that soft liner, and the side is retired.
And Anderson golfed that one, had to go down and get it, got it off the end of the bat and just looped it, and Walters able to start running towards the dugout and catch it on his way in.
Boy, what a difference an inning makes after facing 8 batters in the first. Ryan Clark able to set down the Hornets in order in the second inning, and we'll go to the third when we come back after this 60-second break with the Hornets leading the Generals 2-0.
Inwood and Charlestown Ranson.
Used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face. When someone close to you passes away, it's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral.
All right, we are getting some pitching and defensive changes for the Hornets as Trevor Sharp worked a solid inning. No runs, no hits. He struck out 2, walked 1. We had him throwing 17 pitches. 10 of those went for strikes. 2-0 is the lead for the Hornets. We go to the top of the third inning. Taking over on the mound is Ashton Stobbs, and taking over with the play-by-play is Matt Crawford.
Thank you, sir. So far, 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning for the Hornets. Other than that, some goose eggs across the board. Ashton Stobbs on the mound again, taking over for Trevor Sharp. He pitched the second. Chase DeLauder was on the mound to start the game. A little bit of a rocky appearance in Chase DeLauder standards. Not a bad appearance at all, but struggling to find that zone a little bit. The bottom man in the order, it'll be left fielder Carson Poffenberg, stepping into that right-hand batter's box to lead off the top of the third inning. Beautiful night here at P.O. Faulkner Park as the right-handed Stobbs out of the windup, delivers it to Poffenberg. That one low in the dirt, blocked by Brady Weaver, ball 1.
So the first right-hand pitcher we've seen for the Hornets after DeLauder and Sharp both throw with the left hand.
Again, out of that windup, gets the sign. Here's the 1-0 from Stobbs. Out a fastball for strike 1. Poffenberger very content to watch that one go. Again, we talked about it, the different styles of hitters. Some like to see that first strike and go after it. Some like to take a few. At 1-1 pitch, a fastball trailing away from the batter. Good backhanded stab by Brady Weaver. Ball 2, count is 2-1.
Good-looking fastball. Stobbs looks like he's added a little speed to that pitch.
That 2-1 fouled off at the plate, rolling back to the backstop. That'll even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Standing in the on-deck circle is Justin Taylor, the leadoff hitter who drew a walk to start the ball game.
Stobbs in his time at Martinsburg, a very good middle infielder, but from what we understand this summer with the Hornets, really wants to focus on his pitching.
Here comes that 2-2 pitch from Stobbs. A little off speed. Fouled off right at the plate. Picked up by Brady Weaver. We'll do that 2-2 all over again.
Yeah, it took just a little something off of that one.
Infield playing normal depth here. The number 9 hitter at the plate, as is the outfield. Here comes that 2-2. This one lifted into right field. Chase Anderson camps underneath it as he backpedals. A little bit of a misread, but is able to camp under it and make the play for out number 1.
I'm not sure it was so much of a misread, but Matt, if you look at the trees out over top of the Bulldogs in left center field, you can see one of the flags on the fencing really blowing hard in the trees. I think the wind picked that one up and carried it just a little more.
Oh, I noticed he was camped under that for about 6 seconds, and at the last minute, 2 quick shuffles back and still made it look relatively routine. 1 down. The lefty Justin Taylor, the leadoff hitter, now steps in as he takes a hack and one and fouls it off back to the screen. Strike 1.
Don't they talk to you about keeping the feet moving in the outfield, right? Even when you're under it, you're not planted in the grass. You want to keep those feet moving and make sure you're ready to stay under it.
And that ball almost hit right to Anderson. Didn't have to move a whole lot initially. So maybe just feeling comfortable right there and having to adjust at the last minute. Stobbs will step off the mound and reset as he gets ready to deliver the 0-1 pitch to Taylor. Here comes that 0-1 out of the windup, a fastball. That one, a roller to the right side. First baseman Mason Lance up with it. He will take it to the bag himself for out number 2.
Routine play, if you will. That one hit directly at him. Lance fielded, looked at his pitcher coming, could see the runner coming as well, and easily able to take it to the bag for the unassisted putout.
Still a heads-up play by Stobbs, immediately making his way towards first base. But Lance letting that ball come to him, and then having plenty of time to take it himself. Corey Walters now steps in, another lefty with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Time called at the plate. Stobbs ready to go. He's still in that windup waiting for Walters to step back in. He does. Here comes the first pitch of the at-bat. This one lined into right field. That will find a gap, and that's going to be a double for Walters, maybe more if he can find the horses. He's looking at third. He's going to try for third. Picked up in the outfield. There is the relay. Sliding in head first, and Walters going to be safe at third with a triple with 2 outs.
Lined it sharply over the head of the second baseman. That one getting out into the gap, and once it got by Anderson, the right fielder, DeLauder, the center fielder, was going to be a little later, had a little more ground to cover to try to get to it. And you wondered as that one rolled towards the warning track if Walters would try for 3. He did and just got in.
I think once he saw it get past the right fielder, Anderson, he was thinking triple all the way. Fouled off as Adam Mathis steps in, fouls that one over the third base dugout for strike 1. 2 down here in the top of inning number 3. The Hornets have a 2-0 lead over the Generals. Runner at third is Walters. Here comes the 0-1 to Mathis. That one high and outside. Good snag by Brady Weaver. Count evens, 1 apiece.
Matt, you talk about that approach at the plate, and Walters was looking for that fastball from Stobbs, especially on that first pitch, trying to get ahead of the hitter. That pitch was up just a little bit, and Walters didn't miss it.
1-1 delivery from Stobbs. This one lifted high and out of play. That one going back towards the clubhouse here at P.O. Faulkner. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stobbs not having to move out of the windup with that runner at third base. Doesn't have to go to the stretch. He is in the stretch, ready to deliver that 1-2 pitch. Mathis awaits. Stobbs taking a while to get on the same page with Brady Weaver, and finally a time taken. They'll go over those signs once again.
Well, down 2-0. The Generals left a base runner stranded at second in the last at-bat. You know they'd like to get this run in here.
1-2 swing and a miss on what looked like a little bit of a trailing fastball from Ashton Stobbs. His first strikeout of the inning, and the runner stranded at third is Corey Walters after a 2-out triple. We'll go to the bottom of the third. When we come back, the Hornets lead the visiting Antietam Generals. This is Independent Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We're back in 60 seconds.
From a company you can trust, you can count on us. Schedule a visit to our well-stocked showroom today, then get a free estimate on your flooring project.
It's Miller Time on Talk Radio WRNR. A local look at local, regional, and national sports with Matt Miller and Matt Crawford.
And plenty that we can talk about coming out of the weekend, including the return of golf. Hold on. Oh, wait.
No, there was no golf claps.
There will be no golf claps.
None whatsoever.
Weekdays at 12 noon and 5 p.m. on TV 10.
A little bit, yeah. Okay.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner Park. We're in the bottom of the third inning. It is the Hornby Hornets leading the Antietam Generals 2-0. There's 2 runs coming in the bottom of the first inning. It was a solo shot to lead off the season for Chase DeLauder. Then a fielder's choice RBI for Jack Reisenweber that scored courtesy runner Trent Sherman after a walk by Brady Weaver. Speaking of Weaver, he will lead off here the bottom of the third. Weaver doing the catching today. So far, just 1 hit for the Hornets. That 1 hit was the solo shot. No hits in the second inning.
Yeah, 2 hits right now for the Generals, and you kind of wondered coming in how much ahead of the hitters the pitching might be. just because of the lack of the high school and the limited amount of games in the college season before the COVID-19 pandemic settled in and everything was stopped. I think it might be a little easier for the pitchers to get back on top of things than the hitters not seeing live pitching.
Brady Weaver bails out of the way as the first pitch high and inside off the right arm of Ryan Clark, who comes back out for his third inning of work. Out of the windup, here comes the 1-0 from Clark. And that one again, a little high, just a tad inside. Now behind in the count 2-0.
When he's been missing with that fastball, it has been up. We've got him now at 50 pitches, and 25 of those, exactly half, for strikes.
Gets a sign he wants from his catcher, Avey. Here comes that 2-0. That one, a fastball right down the middle for strike one.
He walked 3 in that first inning, faced 8 batters, but set down the side in order in the second inning.
Count 2 balls, 1 strike as Weaver awaits this 2-1 pitch. Here it comes out of the windup. That one, a low and away, ball 3. Hitters count now for Brady Weaver, and we know he likes to take strong hacks at it. If it's anywhere close, would not be surprised if you see Weaver try to send one into a gap somewhere, try to send one over the fence. Here comes the 3-1 pitch from Clark out of the windup. That one a fastball at Chopper to the left side. Up with it is the third baseman Walters. He will fire across the diamond, hauled in by Spitz at first for out number 1.
Yeah, well played by Walters over at third, moving to his left. He measured that hop well so that he could reach out to his left and field and keep his momentum going to make that strong throw to first.
And there was that 3-1 hack as jogging back across the field. Weaver taking that helmet off and kind of patting his kneecap with it, going, maybe should have taken that one, and or at least maybe try to find a gap somewhere else, but he put a good swing behind it.
I think he's thinking just missed that one. If he'd have waited just a tad longer.
Talk about swinging out of your shoes. That is what Mason Lance just did. As he's behind in the count 0-1. He saw a fastball on the inner third and wanted to send that one down the line. Surprised that helmet didn't come off.
He was looking at his bat almost as if to say, is there a hole in it? How'd I miss that?
Here comes the 0-1 from Clark. That one well outside. A backhanded sliding stab by Alex Avey. Count now even 1 ball, 1 strike to the cleanup hitter in the lineup, number 12, Mason Lance. Lance drew a walk and then was thrown out at second on a fielder's choice off the bat of Jack Reisenweber, who stands in the on-deck circle. Here comes that 1-1 pitch. That one low and away on the fastball. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Lance.
The middle part of the order where you'd like to see some damage done. 3, 4, and 5 hitters here in this inning.
Clark stands to the first base side of that pitching rubber in the windup, and here comes that 2-1 pitch. Another hearty cut for Mason Lance, and you could see that head come off down the third base line. Count now even 2-2.
Clark mixing his pitch as well. He's been working that fastball. He's had that breaking pitch. Working a little inside and outside to Lance.
Here comes the break-even pitch on the 2-2. That one a fastball, and Lance just could not catch up. It's a strikeout for out number 2.
Yeah, definitely late on that swing, and not sure if it was as much Clark, blowing the fastball by as much as it was Lance just not picking it up quickly.
Or expecting a different pitch.
Yeah, perhaps.
Maybe looking for the off-speed pitch, and by the time he realized it was a fastball, enough zip on that fastball for Clark that he was able to get it by. Reisenweber steps in. Off-speed pitch, breaks in for strike 1.
It is the third strikeout, by the way, for Clark, who struck out a pair in that first inning. Set down the side in order without a strikeout in the second inning.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Clark, and this one a dribble down the third base line that will go foul. That's Reisenweber now behind in the count 0-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of inning number 3.
Reisenweber getting a run batted in with that fielder's choice ground ball back in the first inning. So he and DeLauder with the first 2 RBI of the season for the Hornets.
Here comes the 0-2 from Ryan Clark, trying with a fastball again. It'll be a strikeout looking for Jack Reisenweber. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Ryan Clark, and the Hornets go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the third. Well, at the top of the fourth, when we come back, it is the Hornby Hornets 2 and the Antietam Generals nothing. We're back in 60 seconds.
It's Miller time on Talk Radio WRNR. A local look at local, regional, and national sports with Matt Miller and Matt Crawford.
And plenty that we can talk about coming out of the weekend, including the return of golf. Hold on. Oh, wait.
No, there was no golf clap.
There will be no golf claps.
None whatsoever.
Weekdays at 12 noon and 5 p.m. on TV 10.
Are you in need of advanced reconstructive surgery following an illness or injury? Maybe you've considered enhancing your physical appearance and reversing signs of aging. WVU Medicine Plastic and Reconstructive Surgery offers a full range of services to help patients look and feel their best. As a board-certified surgeon, Dr. Mohammed Berry specializes in both reconstructive and cosmetic procedures. For more info or to schedule a consultation with Dr. Berry at WVU Medicine Plastic and Reconstructive Surgery, call 304-350-3274.
Back into P.O. Faulkner Park. It's the Hornets 2, the Generals nothing as we go to the top of the fourth inning. Coming into pitch is Cam King. He will be the fourth pitcher we see on the side of the Hornby Hornets, and not a surprise. That was no secret that Trip Tobin and John Maurer Jr. were keeping this set. It's going to be about 1 inning apiece. Last night, it may have been more of the 2 innings since it was going to be the doubleheader, but with 1 tonight, they're trying to get as many arms in the game as possible. So this will be the fourth pitcher for the Hornets.
Other defensive changes. Looks like Barger has gone back out to right field. Gilpin has returned to second base. Anderson is now, that's Chase Anderson, in left field. DeLauder stays in center. Lance is at first. Reisenweber at short. Horner remains at third. Weaver behind the plate. And our fourth pitcher now, Cam King.
They keep you on your toes with these defensive changes.
Well, I've already looked, and my scoring box gives me a chance to put in 6 different pitchers.
I think you're going to need to make one more box.
I'm going to have to create a new box if we go with a new pitcher every inning.
And I'm very disappointed. You're going with the same colors for a lot of your pitchers.
Yeah, well, because I know that each inning is a new pitcher, I'm sticking with that color. But normally, right, on my score sheet, when we make a pitching change, I tend to change colors of ink to be able to kind of keep up with everything. Are you doing that?
I'm doing that. I'm on green now. I've gone through black, blue, and red, and want to recycle back to a black next inning. Alex Avey, the first pitch he sees, loops one into left field. That'll drop in behind the shortstop Reisenweber, and that'll be a leadoff single for the catcher Alex Avey. Didn't waste any time with that one, saw one he liked, and just looped one into left field.
Well, let's see what the Generals can do with an early base runner. You go back to that first inning, and they had an early base runner with a walk. He was quickly erased on a double play, then an infield base hit, and the runner was erased at second on a fielder's choice that ended the inning. You go to the second inning, they got a one-out walk, a stolen base, but back-to-back strikeouts ended any threat.
Eastern Panhandle Talk with Rob Mario and David Welch.
Are you trying to create controversy more so than we already have?
Responding to the people.
I see. Okay.
That's what I do.
I think you're stirring it up.
I'm kind of a big deal. That's right. That would be the root cause of the
You
stir.
know what? I'm not paying that fine.
Just got doubled.
What? For?
Denial.
Why? Oh, denial.
How can you not have the money? You have 17 jobs.
Yeah, but none of them pay well.
Weekdays at 8 a.m. on TV 10. TV 10, proudly serving Berkeley and Jefferson counties of West Virginia. Your source for local news, talk, sports, and entertainment. Mario in the mornings from 6 to 8, followed by Eastern Panhandle Talk from 8 to 10. Miller Time Sports from 12 to 1, re-aired at 5 to 6. Check out Law Enforcement Live. Shop for your new home with Open House. Weekly county council meetings. Learn how to cook like a pro in the kitchen with Chef Walden. All the latest high school and college sports. TV 10.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Law Enforcement Live airs daily only on TV 10.
I was asking if you got anything that would stab me. You can get hold your head.
That's not what the media makes it to be. We're here to help.
Bunch of pills.
I like what I do.
The following scene contains graphic content some viewers may find upsetting.
Stand back. It's sad.
New episodes, Wednesdays, 8 p.m.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Want to do it? Go through it. You're gonna like it.
Howdy, cowpokes. Do your business cards look like they were designed by a coat roper? Well, this cowboy knows the advantage of dealing with folks the old-fashioned way. When you order printed material on the internet, you're stuck with what you get. But when you need printed material to look just right, you want to deal with folks you know. And that's what you'll find at Panhandle Printing and Design. Local folks that have been delivering results for years. They can help with everything from design to production of stationery envelopes, business cards, invitations, vinyl signs, banners, vehicle wraps, and a lot more. They can answer all your printing questions, and you can call them on the phone or hop on your horse and go see them, because they're your one-stop printing shop where they have something for everyone. Panhandle Printing and Design at 124 North Maple Avenue in Martinsburg. Call 304-267-7400. You can even find them online, too, if you want to. If you need printed materials, don't deal with some city slicker you'll never meet. Trust the folks at Panhandle Printing and Design.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday. I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
In Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
Brady Weaver counting out.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at whmsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
At WVU Medicine, we want to be your guide and resource for information about COVID-19. Here's a few steps to help you avoid contracting this disease. Wash hands often with soap and water for 20 seconds, especially after being in public. Avoid touching eyes, nose, or mouth with unwashed hands. Cover mouth and nose with a cloth face covering when around others. Practice good physical distancing by keeping 6 feet apart in public and disinfect surfaces that are frequently touched. WVU Medicine wants to help keep you and your family safe and healthy. We're all in this together.
Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring has restored hardwood floors and solid premier flooring in this area for over 25 years, providing a wide range of services, including floor sanding and refinishing and floor coverings. When you're looking for reliable professional flooring services from a company you can trust, you can count on us. Schedule a visit to our well-stocked showroom today, then get a free estimate on your flooring project.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for
Rumors
details.
are flying. There's this big merger everyone is talking about. Two real forces in the world joining forces. This is big stuff, but it's all rumor. Is this merger really going to happen? If so, when? Where? Who else is involved? Mergers of this stature affect a lot of people. At Bechtel Jewelers, we say, sir, it's time to confirm the rumors. This is Lori from Bechtel Jewelers. It's true. People are talking about you and that woman you're so crazy about. It's so obvious to everybody that you're meant.
18, 9 for strikes.
Eastern Panhandle Talk with Rob Mario and David Welch.
Are you trying to create controversy more so than we already have?
Responding to the people.
I see. Okay.
That's what I do.
I think you're stirring it up.
I'm kind of a big deal. That's right. That would be the root cause of the
You
stir.
know what? I'm not paying that fine.
Just got doubled.
What? For?
Denial.
Why? Oh, denial.
How can you not have the money? You have 17 jobs.
Yeah, but none of them pay well.
Weekdays at 8 a.m. on TV 10.
If it's a straight swap or if it's somebody different now at first base.
It looks like Corey Jamison is a late entry to head out into left field. John Carter, I believe that's a 2-4 now, is out in right field. I believe Mathis is staying in center, although I can't quite read the number there. We do have Corey Walters now at first with Poffenberger at second and Bromfield moving from second over to third base with Spitz taking over on the mound. There'll be a quiz later.
First pitch from Spitz. That pitch going to Tyler Gilpin, and that one high and outside, ball one. Out of the windup, here comes that 1-0 from Spitz. That one catch.
It's Miller time on Talk Radio WRNR. A local look at local, regional, and national sports with Matt Miller and Matt Crawford.
And plenty that we can talk about coming out of the weekend, including the return of golf. Hold on. Oh, wait.
No, there was no golf claps.
There will be no golf claps.
None whatsoever.
Weekdays at 12 noon and 5 p.m. on TV 10.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face. When someone close to you passes away, it's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
Floodwaters can spread E. coli bacteria. Here's Bill Kearns from the Berkeley County Health Department about what to do if your well is tested positive.
If it's just a one-time contamination, you can superchlorinate your well, which we have instructions at the health department. They could call and talk to us. You're providing an excessive amount of bleach down the well. Then you do a runoff to get that out of the system, to get the bleach through your lines, get any contamination out there. You do a runoff of so long, and then you can have it tested again.
The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131.
Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring has restored hardwood floors and solid premier flooring in this area for over 25 years, providing a wide range of services, including floor sanding and refinishing and floor coverings. When you're looking for reliable professional flooring services from a company you can trust, you can count on us. Schedule a visit to our well-stocked showroom today, then get a free estimate on your flooring project.
4 innings, 4 different pitchers for the Hornets.
Spits in that stretch, looks in. Here comes the 0-1. That one fouled out of play back towards the softball field. Count now 0-2 to Ryan Fry. Fry ground out victim. Back in the second inning.
Oh, but not just any ground out. Remember
that was deep in the hole at short.
Yeah, great play by Justin Taylor.
Here comes the 0-2. That one just able to get a piece of it and foul it off. And we'll do that 0-2 again.
Way out in front, but able to make some contact. Tapped it foul up that third base line.
Apologize for those on YouTube TV 10. Lost our signal there for a few seconds. Runners at first and second. At first, it is Ryan Barger who had a single. Before that, Caleb Horner drew a walk on 7 pitches. 2-1 here in the bottom of the fourth, 1 out. That 0-2 pitch misses outside. ball one. Again, make that Ryan Fry steps in for that 1-2, a breaking ball, low and blocked in the dirt after it bounced into the chest of catcher Alex Avey. Count now even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's a big block right there, keeping that ball in front of him and making sure that the 2 runners do not advance to put 2 in scoring position.
Here comes that break-even pitch. That one a fastball somehow catches the outer edge of the strike zone. Looked a little high and outside from our vantage point. But it will be strike 3 and the second strikeout of the inning for Graham Spitz. Both have been looking.
Oh, now a very tough at-bat here as we go back to the top of the order.
Chase DeLauder steps in. The lefty had a solo shot, his first at-bat and the first hit of the game. As manager Trip Tobin from the third base line, I believe, calling for a runner for Caleb Horner. We need to see who pops out of the dugout to be that runner at second base. As Horner will go back towards the dugout, and it looks like it's a number 16, which is Nick Reeves. So Reeves going to be the runner at second base.
For the Hornets, number 16, Nick Reeves.
This is a pinch running situation for Reeves, not a courtesy running situation as he moves in that number 7 spot.
DeLauder steps in. As Spitz takes a look back at second. DeLauder fouls one off down the third base line and well out of play. Back towards the indoor hitting facility here at P.O. Faulkner. Behind in the count 0-1.
You notice the bat that he is using?
I believe that is a wooden bat if my eyes are treating me the right way. It looks like a Marucci wooden bat.
You could hear the sound of the bat on that home run in the first inning. Much different than even the ting of the BB Core type bats.
That 0-1 low for ball 1 to Chase DeLauder. 2 outs, 2 on. Here in the bottom of inning number 4, it is 2-1. The Hornets lead over the Antietam Generals in what's been a very, very fun baseball game, and I think any baseball game at this point would be fun. Just good to see sports back live in the Eastern Panhandle. Here comes that 1-1 pitch to DeLauder, takes that one low, and he knew it all the way, starting to back out of the batter's box almost before that ball got to the catcher's mitt. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Even retiring him in the second inning on that line out to short, that was a hard hit ball. So in both at bats, he has made very solid contact. Great guy to have up in this situation.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. As Spitz takes a look back to second, here comes that 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball. DeLauder waited back on it, fouled it off. Again, a deep out of play down that third base side. Count now even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And you're chuckling over there.
He's a little frustrated. Really dipped that shoulder down and had that big uppercut type of swing on that one as he popped it foul back out of play.
Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
2 on.
Bingo. Spitz takes a look back at second. Here comes the 2-2 to DeLauder. Rips one down the first base line, but foul. And we'll do that 2-2 one more time.
Fastball in on his hands, but was able to get those hands around and actually get the barrel of the bat on the ball and bounce it foul.
You want some more 2s? Look at the number on the back of that jersey.
Is that a 22?
That is. So True's Truly Wild.
Would that be Two's Truly Wild as opposed to True's Truly Wild?
It may be.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Spitz to DeLauder, and he will ground one to the second baseman. Bob it a little bit, fires quickly over to first, and gets DeLauder by a step. No runs across in the inning. 1 hit, that hit coming from Ryan Barger, a loop single to right field. We will come back the top of the 5th coming up. It is 2-1 Hornets. We're back after this 60-second timeout.
That's a tongue twister.
It was.
Do you have 27?
Sure.
You're not even counting anymore?
I am. I was trying to call the game while also looking, going, why did we go off?
Do you know? And no idea why? What happened? Or?
The battery was overheating on this AT&T for some reason. I guess sitting in here,
sitting in
all the
here.
other ones. I don't know. They're finicky. Don said he played a couple of commercials, so it's like, cool. Good job, dude. Who's pitching now? Walsh.
Because that took everything away, right?
Yeah.
Sound and the whole works.
Prepare for what's next or to plan ahead. We're here. Brown Funeral Home, a legacy of service since 1880.
The old announcer adage that you bring us, we will work for food. James Walsh into pitch, now the 5th pitcher of the evening for the Hornets.
So when you come to Hornets baseball, Fat Jack's Barbecue will have the truck behind the backstop. I'm assuming at most of the games, we'll check that out with Trip Tobin, but you can bring your appetite to the ballpark and get some great barbecue and enjoy some great baseball.
And Matt, you're supporting a veteran-owned.
There you go, John Alderton pointing out a veteran-owned business.
Believe we also have a change in center field. Chase DeLauder coming out, and believe that is Sam Simpson out in center field.
It is.
Wearing number 7. Got a full head of hair underneath that hat. I can see that from all the way behind home plate in the press box. John Alderton wants some of that hair on top of his head.
Yeah.
Stepping up to the plate is the leadoff hitter. That is Justin Taylor. The lefty stands in. A little bit of an open stance. That first pitch bouncing about 2 feet in front of the plate. Ball 1 to Taylor. And Weaver didn't even make an attempt. There's nobody on. Ain't no way I'm putting my body in front of that one.
Welcome to the game, James Walsh. Now the nerves are gone. Let's see if he can put one right down the middle.
I was going to say, let's see if he pipes a fastball right down the middle. That one a fastball, but a little bit above the letters it looked like. So 2-0 now to the leadoff hitter, Justin Taylor. Taylor 0 for 1 with a walk so far in this one.
Yeah, that walk came in the first. He grounded out unassisted to the first baseman in the third.
That 2-0 pitch misses outside. Now 3-0 as James Walsh falls behind Justin Taylor.
Cam King in his lone inning gave up a run on 2 hits. He did walk a batter, struck out 1 as well.
Here comes that 3-0. That one a 3-0 green light. It's chopped foul off the bat of Justin Taylor, and usually not something you see from a leadoff hitter. Usually, I mean, the first at bat we saw 6 pitches. He did take a hack on the second pitch back in the 3rd inning. Usually a little more disciplined than to swing at that 3-0 green light, but some hitters, no matter what, will have that 3-0 green light. Now the count 3 balls, 1 strike to Taylor. Walsh looks in. Wally, as he is known. Here comes that 3-1. That one catches the inside part of the zone, strike 2.
Yeah, Taylor knew that one as he watched it go by. Very nice pitch. Didn't give in and put one out over the plate. Able to find the corner. Kept it down low. Let's see what happens on the payoff.
Still looking in, waiting for that sign is Walsh. Thought there may be a time call to the plate, but here comes that payoff pitch, and it's lifted into center field. Simpson going back on it, still moving back, puts that glove up and makes the catch. Was never able to camp under it. Fully extended that left arm, but hauled it in, and that is all that matters for out number 1.
That's all that matters, but that looked like an adventure as he continued to backpedal, and when he reached
I think you missed one.
One
back
more,
pedal.
yeah. Well, and as he reached up, he was fully extended, and that glove probably a little behind his head from our angle as he pulled that one in.
The sun is now below the tree line here at P.O. Faulkner. The light's starting to take effect, and this is one of the things you miss about calling baseball is this view right here. First pitch fouled off by Corey Walters. Now behind him the count 0-1.
Well, and we can say that from this vantage point, from the outfielder vantage point, this is the toughest time, right? When you're trying to pick that ball up in the twilight sky.
And I think Sam Simpson would attest to that right about now. Walsh comes set. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That one a breaking ball, swing and a miss by Corey Walters. Now behind in the count 0-2.
Really good movement on that pitch.
See, Walsh starting to settle in a little bit. A little rocky the first 3 pitches, but is now coming and settled into what we remember seeing from him down at Jefferson. A sub-1 ERA, the better part of the last season we saw him. Here comes that 0-2. That one lifted into shallow center field. Who is going to call it? I believe it's going to be Simpson coming in. Good call off by the center fielder as Reisenweber is working his way over, but Simpson had the better read, and he will run and make this one look a little more effortless than that last fly ball 2 down.
Yeah, very good decision. Center fielder takes charge in that situation. He's got a better angle on it coming in. Reisenweber did, though, seem to have it tracked as he ducked out of the way at the last moment.
Adam Mathis stepping in. The lefty, the open stance. So far in this one, 0 for 2 as he fouls this one off. Or make that 1 for 2 as he did have the infield single back in the first inning. Fouls that one off for strike 1.
Looking back through the first 4 innings, Wally, as you might know him, has a chance to set down the side in order for the first time.
Seen 2 innings where it's been 4 batters. Nobody has gone 1, 2, 3. On the flip side, only one time has this been 1, 2, 3 for the Hornets when they've been at the plate. Another foul ball out of play. That'll be 0-2.
Well, he's a pitch away from getting his team back in there to see if they can get something going. 2 runs in the first inning, and the Hornets have not scored since.
It was 1 run in the top of the 4th for the Generals. And that completes the scoring, a low-scoring affair. Here comes that 0-2. That one low and inside, and Brady Weaver loses his glove. The old saying is throw your glove at it and try to catch it. He legitimately threw his glove at it.
He was reaching out there to backhand, and it came off.
I'm sure very thankful that that ball didn't go a little more inside than he was expecting and catch that one on a finger flying by. Well, as long as he's been catching, I'm guessing those fingers are about made of cement by now. 1 ball, 2 strike as Walsh looks in, gets that sign from Weaver. Out of the stretch. Here comes that 1-2 breaking ball. This one chopped foul down the first base line, and we'll do the 1-2 again with 2 outs. Mathis will step back in.
Early runs in this one, and let's go back and give some credit to Ryan Clark as well. After giving up the 2 runs in that first inning, facing 8 batters, ultimately gave up just 1 hit. That home run to DeLauder, struck out 4 and walked 3.
I need to correct myself. Adam Mathias up at the plate. Here comes that 1-2 fouled off. I missed the second A. I've been referring as Mathis. It is Mathias who just fouled that one off, and we'll see that 1-2 again.
He's up there battling, just trying to get on base with 2 outs and keep this inning going for Alex Avey.
Walsh looks in. Weaver giving him a couple of pitches to choose from. Still waiting to get that pitch. Now Weaver comes set behind the plate, and we get a time called by Mathias. And it looks like Wally wants to have a conversation with his catcher. A important pitch to try to set down the side in order for the first time for the Hornets today.
Walsh and Weaver trying to
Wolf and Weaver
get together and make sure they're on the same page with that count at a ball and 2 strikes. Would like to set this batter down and get back in there, setting down the side in order for the first time.
In a 1-run game, every base runner counts, so you do not want any on. Walsh looking in with that 1-2. Now ready out of the stretch. Here it comes. Again, low and inside. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
A little bit of issues with the control, but you'd expect that early on, right? When's the last time that he towed the pitching rubber in a game-type situation?
I'll tell you what, a very well-rounded individual. We had a chance to talk to him at the beginning of this pandemic and going to Hood College to continue his baseball career in Frederick, Maryland. Here comes the break-even 2-2 breaking ball. That one lifted into right field. Working over is Barger, and he will make the catch and retire Adam Mathias. 3 up, 3 down here in the top of inning number 5. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. When we come back, it is the Hornets 2 and the Generals 1. We're back in 60 seconds.
to prepare for what's next or to plan ahead. We're here. Brown Funeral Home, a legacy of service since 1880.
At WVU Medicine, we want to be your guide and resource for information about COVID-19. Here's a few steps to help you avoid contracting this disease. Wash hands often with soap and water for 20 seconds, especially after being in public. Avoid touching eyes, nose, or mouth with unwashed hands. Cover mouth and nose with a cloth face covering when around others. Practice good physical distancing by keeping 6 feet apart in public and disinfect surfaces that are frequently touched. WVU Medicine wants to help keep you and your family safe and healthy. We're all in this together.
Gorgeous night for baseball here in the Eastern Panhandle as we welcome baseball back to the Eastern Panhandle. Tried to get it going last night. Thought last night was going to be opening day, but similar to the first night game at Wrigley Field, Mother Nature just did not warrant it. We got 2 batters in, and then into the 3rd batter came the rains, and when they came heavy, covering the field here at P.O. Faulkner. Turned into Lake Faulkner by the end of the evening after not 1, not 2, but 3 separate rainstorms came through. The field dried out very well today. Good job by groundskeeper / head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Aaron Byler, getting the field ready to play today. As we go to the bottom of inning number 5, it'll be Chase Anderson set to lead it off.
Supposed to be a 2-team doubleheader yesterday, and getting in just the 1 game today due to those field conditions.
Anderson shows bunt, pulls back. It's a strike right down the heart of the plate. Anderson 0 for 2 on the game so far as he takes that one low and away, ball 1. Graham Spitz's 2nd inning of work came in through 27 pitches last inning, gave up a hit and a walk. Also struck out a pair. That 1-1 misses for ball 2.
Well, after showing bunt on the first pitch, does not show bunt on either of those last 2 pitches. Bromfield at 3rd, about even with the bag, now comes in a step or 2.
That 2-1 pitch fouled back to the backstop, hitting the netting, and that will even the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's been a pitcher's game. 4 hits for the Generals, just 2 hits so far for the Hornets.
Here comes that 2-2. That one fanned at, a swing and a miss by Chase Anderson. He goes down on strikes 4, out number 1.
3rd strikeout now for Spitz. 7th strikeout on the game for Antietam pitching.
Stepping up to the plate now, Brady Weaver. Weaver drew a walk back in the 1st inning. His courtesy runner, Trent Sherman, would come around to score. That first pitch missing low in the dirt, ball 1.
Sherman stole a base, went to 3rd on a pass ball, and eventually came home on an RBI fielder's choice.
That 1-0 also misses that one a bit inside, ball 2. Again, working quickly is Spitz on the mound, and that one misses low and away, ball 3. Now to count 3 balls and no strikes to Brady Weaver, the number 3 batter in the order. Mason Lance, the cleanup hitter, standing in that on-deck circle. Lance has drawn a walk today and struck out in that true power spot in the order. Here comes that 3-0 to Weaver. Does he have the green light? He does. He will ground 1 to shortstop. Taylor up with it, fires across to first base, and Poffenberger hauls it in for out number 2. It's the 2nd time in the last couple of innings we've seen a 3-0 green light. I think that's getting more and more common in the game of baseball. Something you never used to see.
No, you used to always see the batter take a strike, but you feel like you're going to get a pitch to hit in that 3-0 situation, and Weaver did get a pitch to hit, but just grounded it towards the shortstop. And I tell you, Justin Taylor has been solid.
I make that Walters over at first base.
Yes.
Poffenberger playing 2nd right now. Spitz delivers to Lance at the plate, fouls one down that 3rd base line. In the on-deck circle is Reisenweber. Picks it up, tosses it back to the dugout.
We had a 1-2-3 top of the 5th inning. Could we see a 1-2-3 bottom of the 5th?
Breaking ball catches the inside corner for strike 2, and not much Lance could do with that one. A very late break and pitch that far inside. Best case scenario there, you foul it off. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Another breaking ball, and this time Lance able to do just that at the last minute. Throw that bat out and get a piece of it. we'll do that 0-2 again.
One other time did the Hornets go in order. That was in the second inning. I'll take it back 2 other times. They went in order in that third inning as well.
Here comes the 0-2. Spitz delivers, and this one lifted into right center field. That one going back, and is it out of here? It is a home run for Mason Lance, and he is going to touch them all and give a 2-run lead back to the Hornets. They take the 3-1 advantage, the second solo shot of the night for the Hornets.
Boy, did that ball just continue to carry or what? You knew he hit it well as it came off the bat, and you knew it was going into that gap. You were thinking that might be in for extra bases, but it had enough height to it. You kind of also wondered, could Matthias or Carter in center or right be able to get to it? But that one carried out over that right center field fence.
Hornets hadn't scored since the bottom of the first inning. Now 3-1 here in the bottom of the fifth as Reisenweber takes ball 1 low.
And 2 of the 3 runs coming on solo home runs.
Here comes that 1-0. That one low for ball 2.
Trip Tobin calling on the Earl Weaver philosophy of baseball for the night.
First real game, I think you're throwing anything you can out there and trying to scrape a couple of runs across. Here comes that 2-0. That one does catch the bottom of the strike zone about knee high, and I don't think Reisenweber agrees with that one. A big smile on his face as he goes, really? That one's a strike? Make that count 2-1. Here comes that 2-1 pitch, and he will send this one into right field. That's going to drop in for a single in front of the right fielder. I believe that is Carter out there in right field. It is.
Nice swing there by Reisenweber. Didn't try to do too much with it. A little bit of an inside-out motion that sent it the other way, and he gets that line drive base hit. A pair of hits in the inning after just 2 hits through the first 4 at-bats. So the Hornets trying to get something going.
Stepping in is Tyler Gilpin. Gilpin the breaking ball off the inside part of the bat. Taylor up with it short. Has to throw another one. Tough and acrobatic throw on the move, but fires it over, and Walter gets it at first. And we are through 5 complete. And a solo home run by Mason Lance makes it that 2-run difference. We'll go to the top of the 6th when we come back after this 60-second timeout. This is Independent Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Law Enforcement Live airs daily only on TV 10.
I was asking if you got anything that would stab me. You can get hold your head.
That's not what the media makes it feel. We're here to help.
Bunch of pills she's got.
I like what I do.
The following scene contains graphic content some viewers may find upsetting.
Stand back. It's sad.
New episodes, Wednesdays, 8 p.m.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Want to do it? Go through it. You're going to like it.
3 runs for the Hornby Hornets, 1 for the Antietam Generals. A solo shot in the bottom of the 5th inning for Mason Lance. It was a solo shot for Chase DeLauder back in the 1st inning, and those are the 2 runs that are making the difference in this one. The 3rd run was a fielder's choice RBI ground out for Jack Reisenweber. As we go to the top of the 6th inning, Caleb Horner is on the mound, and back in for the play-by-play, Matt Miller.
Matt, thank you. It has been a good one here in this season opener for the Hornby Hornets. The 2 in the 1st, the run in the 5th, giving them a 2-run cushion. Different pitcher each inning. Chase DeLauder went an inning. Trevor Sharp, Ashton Stobbs, Cam King, James Walsh, and now Caleb Horner will toe the pitching rubber. Walsh in his inning did not give up a run or a hit. No strikeouts, no walks. He becomes the first pitcher for the Hornets not to have either a strikeout or a walk. DeLauder did not strike out a batter, walked 1. Sharp struck out 2 while walking 1. Stobbs had a strikeout with no walks. King had 1 of each. And Walsh, neither. So now Horner takes over.
Ryan Barger at third base now.
Yes. And Nick Reeves, by the way, out in right field. Alex Avey to the plate, and the first pitch to him misses down low, ball one.
This is going to be where Horner's going to have to get his confidence back, putting weight on that right leg. That is the push-off leg on the mound. And if you're not giving 100% with that push-off, you're going to have trouble finding the strike zone. So we'll see how comfortable he is on the mound.
Next pitch, and this fastball misses high. 2 balls and no strikes. Bromfield and Jamison do next for the Generals. 4, 5, and 6 hitters, and late in this ball game could be their last at bat. So you know that manager Trey Cobb would really like to see them do something here, and the 2-0 pitch misses high. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Chance for that leadoff batter to reach for a third time in this game for the Generals. 3-0 is down low. It's a 4-pitch walk. Alex Avey drawing the base on balls. He gave way to Bryce Romsberg as a courtesy runner last time he was aboard. You got to imagine that will happen again.
And that is just something we haven't seen a lot on either side today. So far for the pitching for the Hornets, that is just the 4th walk allowed. And on the flip side for Antietam, they've only allowed 4 walks as well.
It is Romsberg who is moving to the first base bag. He'll be held there by Mason Lance as Rowan Bromfield stands in. He is 0 for 2. Looks at a breaking pitch that stays up and in. Glances off the mid of the catcher Weaver to the backstop, and that is going to advance Romsberg to second.
And
no strikes.
Talking to pitching coach John Lowry Jr. before the game, I said, so going to a pitcher an inning. Shouldn't expect to see too many mound visits, right? He goes, man, I hope not. But with 5 straight out of the zone now, I wonder if you may see a quick jog to the mound by Coach Lowry if you see a couple more out of the zone.
1-0 fastball right down the middle, about knee high. Bromfield taking all the way. That is a strike, and it is 1-1. See Coach Lowry leaning against the fencing in the dugout off that third base side. 1-1 delivery due. Horner looks at the runner at second. Here comes the pitch, and it's a fastball grounded towards the second baseman. Up with that one is Gilpin, and the throw on to first is in time. So Bromfield retired as the ground out will go 4-3. Romsberg moves from second to third, and a run just 90 feet away as the due batter Corey Jamison.
And Reisenweber and Gilpin actually switched positions. So still in the middle infield, just swapped spots.
So Reisenweber making that play as Gilpin now plays at short. All kinds of changes in this one. Jamison to the plate, reached on an infield single his last time up, has also been on thanks to a walk, and the pitch high and outside, bounces off the glove of Weaver, then hits that brick backstop, but instead of bouncing back out towards the catcher, it rolls to the side, and that will be an easy opportunity for Romsberg to come home and score.
Got to second on a wild pitch, got to third on a ground ball, and then a wild pitch brings him home after walking on 4 pitches to start this inning.
So 2 runs on the board, and both have been scored by the courtesy runner Romsberg, running for the catcher Alex Avey. 3-2 is now the Hornets' lead. 1 out. Now the base is empty, and Jamison awaiting that 1-0, and it is taken at the knees for a strike, 1-1. Graham Spitz would be due next. The Hornets have been able to hold the Generals at bay so far in this one after taking the 2-0 lead in the bottom of the first. 1-1 pitch, just low and outside. Weaver really holding that one there, hoping that he could get Keith Allison to give him the strike call.
I don't blame him. I thought that was a very good location. A little low and away, but thought he may have been painting the corner.
Now that 2-1 pitch. Here it comes. Breaking ball down and in, 3-1. Good eye by Jamison, not chasing. He walked on 5 pitches in that second inning. It was a 2-0 pitch when he reached on the infield single in the fourth. He swings at this one, lines it sharply deep into right field, and that one's going to hit the top of the fence. Reeves is going to pick it up, fire towards second. It will be cut off by the second baseman, Reisenweber, and standing at second with a double is Corey Jamison.
And that was not a great read off the bat by Nick Reeves in right field. Moved to his right, our left, and that ball ended up on the complete opposite side. Did not get a great read on that. High off the wall wouldn't have mattered anyway. I think that's a double no matter what, but definitely not the best read in right field, which, again, you got to get used to. You haven't played baseball in a little while. Not saying that isn't unwarranted based on the spring season we had and the lack of practices so far this summer, but just not the best read in right.
With a runner at second and one out, it brings up Graham Spitz. That runner at second represents the tying run as the Hornets hold a slim 3-2 lead. Brief conference down that third base line. Manager Trey Cobb calling Spitz down the line. Now the big right-hander stands in, first at bat against Horner. And the pitch works low and outside for ball one. Spitz a strikeout victim on just 3 pitches in that second inning against Trevor Sharp. In the fourth inning against Cam King, drew a base on balls. At 1-0 from Horner, who looks at the runner at second, now delivers. Breaking ball down and in. That one getting away from Weaver for just a moment, but it was sitting at the feet of the plate umpire Keith Allison, so no chance for Jamison to try to advance from second to third. Middle infielders trying to keep him close. Horner looking in, Spitz awaiting the 2-ball no-strike delivery. Weaver setting up on that outside edge. And that fastball right down the middle, but apparently below the knees. So 3-0.
Strike zone getting a little bit tighter, and I'm sure it seems awful tight for Horner right now, who's having a little trouble finding that strike zone.
You hate to walk a batter, but may not be the worst thing. Putting a runner at first, you'd get an out at any base with runners at first and second, and this fastball stays high, and there is ball 4. So a 4-pitch base on balls, second walk allowed by Caleb Horner. A run in the inning, 1 out, runners at first and second, and it will bring to the plate John Carter, who has been playing in right field. Carter batting in the 8th spot, previously manned by the DH Ian Selby, who could no longer bat in that spot in the order after Ryan Clark exited. So Carter with his first at bat after a brief visit to the mound. Weaver and Horner ready to go, and Carter in the right-hand box. Horner again looks at the runner at second, and now the first pitch of the at-bat snaps down in there for a called strike 1.
Good movement on that pitch by Horner. Good to see him get ahead of a batter, too. See if he can get that confidence up, get right after him again.
Yeah, very key in this situation. Looking for that ground ball to maybe turn 2. Runner breaks towards third, fastball, and that one goes through the catcher and ends up hitting the umpire, look like on the knee or the leg, and we'll have time taken as both runners will advance on that pitch that got away from Weaver. Not sure if Weaver and Horner were not on the same page and got a little crossed up, but Keith Allison trying to walk that one off. Looks like it hit him down low on that right leg.
I got that. Yeah, the lovely bone on the outside of your ankle that when anything hits, tends to hurt a bit. Rubbing that general area.
Jamison was off with that pitch, so that would have to be a stolen base for him. But Spitz moves up on what you may term as a passed ball, the way that one got through
Spitz
Brady
was not
Weaver.
on the Spitz was not on the
No.
move. That was a steal from second to third. Spitz at first was not on the move with that pitch.
Now the tying run 90 feet away. The go-ahead run in scoring position. 1 ball, 1 strike to Carter. Swing and a miss at the 1-1 delivery from Caleb Horner. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
And Horner rearing back on that one. That fastball had a little more zip on it than what we've seen so far from him today.
See if he can do it again. The 1 ball, 2 strike delivery is due. Now pitching from the windup with those runners at second and third, and he'll step off as Carter steps out. Now everyone is ready again. Horner from the wind, and the pitch, and that one bounces in front of the plate and right up into the midsection of Brady Weaver. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And we've already seen a runner score on a wild pitch in this half inning, and in fact, the 2 runs on the board, both have scored on wild pitches in this ball game. 1 in the 4th and 1 here in this 6th. 2-2 on the way, breaking pitch, and that one misses down low, a little off the plate as well. Carter shows a good eye as he takes ball 3. Now the count is full with 1 out and runners at 2nd and 3rd. Can Horner battle back to get this all-important 2nd out of the inning? 3-2 delivery. Fastball at the knees, taken for a called strike 3.
Big pitch, and I'm sure that's a huge confidence pitch for Caleb Horner. 2 outs now, a ground ball can end the inning, a pop fly can end the inning, doesn't have to worry about anybody tagging up. That was a great pitch and a great at-bat on both sides, but Caleb Horner getting the win as the pitcher.
Carson Poffenberger to the plate, number 9 hitter in the order, has twice flied out into right field, 1 in foul territory. That was his last time up, and wow, the first pitch to him down in the dirt, and again, Brady Weaver able to block that pitch. Any pitch that gets by him, you know that runner is going to try and score. Poffenberger awaits in that 1-0 delivery. Here it comes from Horner. That one down low, and it does get away from Brady Weaver. The runners will advance, and we have a tie ball game as all 3 runs for the Antietam Generals scoring on wild pitches. It is Corey Jamison crossing from 3rd. Now standing at 3rd is Graham Spitz. Count to Poffenberger, 2 balls and no strikes. We're tied at 3.
This becomes a big at-bat here for Poffenberg. If he can find a gap somewhere, they take a late lead in this ball game. Something they have not seen yet. This is a 2-0 lead for the Hornets in the bottom of the 1st.
2-0 pitch missing down low. 3 balls and no strikes. All the damage coming with a couple of walks and a couple of wild pitches. Just 1 hit in the inning. That was a double from Corey Jamison. And here comes Trip Tobin, manager for the Hornets, bringing a player with him. Looking to see who that will be.
Believe that was a number 3.
I do have a number 3
on the back of that
jersey.
And I don't have a number 3 on our roster. And Dylan McCartney.
Oh, there you go. So Dylan McCartney now being called on. Going to take over in the midst of the at-bat with a count at 3 balls and no strikes. We'll see what other defensive changes we're going to have, as it looks like Barger is going to make his way to the outfield to replace Sam Simpson, who had moved over to left field. So Barger is going to go from 3rd out to left as Caleb Horner goes back to his original spot, which will be the 3rd base bag. So Dylan McCartney beginning his warm-up tosses. So far, Horner giving up 2 walks. But should Poffenberger draw this walk, I believe that one will go against Dylan McCartney because of the inherited 3-ball no-strike count. 1 strikeout for Horner, and giving up just 1 hit. That was the big double with 1 out to Corey Jamison. Now the 2 runs in the inning scoring on wild pitches. We've got a tie ball game 3-3, but you've got the go-ahead run just 90 feet away with 2 down in the inning and a 3-0 count to Carson Poffenberger. And you look at who's on deck, and it's back to the top of the order. Justin Taylor, he is 0 for 2 with a walk, a ground out unassisted to first, and a fly out to pretty deep center field. So a very dangerous hitter at the top of the order.
And the plan was to go a pitcher an inning, but you don't wonder if this is just going to be an attempt at 4 outs for Dylan McCartney.
Yeah, I believe that would have been the game plan, that McCartney may have been coming in that 7th inning. Now
so we saw the list of pitchers down there earlier, and on the whiteboard, and I believe McCartney was at the end of that list.
So he will come in to try to get the final out in this top half of inning number 6. Game scheduled to go 7 on this Wednesday night.
We haven't had baseball in a while. I wouldn't care if there's a few extra innings.
Well, the way this one has been playing out, we just may have it.
Yeah, remind me, I said that when my alarm goes off at 4 a.m. to be at the station at 5.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Hornets, number 3, Dylan McCartney.
So Dylan McCartney taking over on the mound. Carson Poffenberger stepping back into the right-hand batter's box. McCartney steps off the pitching rubber, now ready from the full windup with Spitz the runner at third. The pitch right down the middle for a strike. Poffenberger was taking, and it's now 3-1. See if he gets the green light on this 3-1 or if he'll be taking again. McCartney to the plate, and the pitch misses outside. That is ball 4. So once again, I believe that walk will go against Horner because of the inherited counts. And that will be 3 walks and 1 strikeout. So far, 2 runs allowed on 1 hit in 2/3 of an inning for Caleb Horner, who's now at third. Dylan McCartney will get a fresh count as he goes to work against Justin Taylor. Runners at the corners. See if they put that runner at first in motion. McCartney looking over his shoulder towards first base. And Mason Lance, who was behind the runner, now going to come and hold that runner on.
And with second base open, you would expect him to have been over there before the pitch.
McCartney to the plate. Wow, fastball high, and Brady Weaver comes up out of the crouch and leaps into the air to haul that one in. Well, that could have been another run scoring on a wild pitch.
And that fastball had some zip on it, but it almost looked like there may have been a little miscommunication on that one, too, with how quickly Brady Weaver had to react.
1 ball, no strikes. That 1-0 pitch. That fastball pops out of the mid of the catcher. The runner at third starts down the line, but then heads back. Meanwhile, the runner at first, Poffenberger, got a clean read on it, and he takes second base. So 2 in scoring position as the count moves. 2 balls, no strikes on Justin Taylor. That one was a little high, not nearly as high as the first pitch. That one hit in the mid of Weaver and then popped straight up into the air and got behind him far enough for the runner at first to advance. 2 runs have scored in the inning. 2 are in scoring position. We're in a 3-all tie. McCartney misses with a fastball outside, and just like that, 3 balls, no strikes.
Been a cleanly pitched game up until this inning for the Hornets. And this 6th inning has not been kind.
Not at all. 7th batter of the inning is Taylor. And he takes on the 3-0, and it misses outside, and that is ball 4.
Well, nowhere to put Walters here. Got to pitch right at him. Hope for a ground ball or pop fly or even a strikeout, and you don't have to worry about anything else.
4 base on balls in this half inning for Hornets pitching after just 3 walks through the first 5 innings. Corey Walters, the batter.
Walters had a triple back in the 3rd. Other than that, it's grounded into a double play and flown out to center.
McCartney with an off-speed pitch off that outside part of the plate for ball 1. 5 straight pitches out of the strike zone, technically 6 after he threw a strike with his very first pitch to Poffenberger as he inherited that 3-0 count. This one lifted in the air towards left field, and moving in on it is Barger, and he will make the play to retire the side. He started out, got a read on it, and came back in, and that fly ball out to left will bring the inning to a close, but the damage done with a couple of runs scoring, both on wild pitches. We will head to the bottom of the 6th inning now in a brand new ball game. The 60-second break, and then we're back tied at 3.
Howdy, cowpokes. Do your business cards look like they were designed by a coat roper? Well, this cowboy knows the advantage of dealing with folks the old-fashioned way. When you order printed material on the internet, you're stuck with what you get. But when you need printed material to look just right, you want to deal with folks you know. And that's what you'll find at Panhandle Printing and Design. Local folks that have been delivering results for years. They can help with everything from design to production of stationery envelopes, business cards, invitations, vinyl signs, banners, vehicle wraps, and a lot more. They can answer all your printing questions, and you can call them on the phone or hop on your horse and go see them, because they're your one-stop printing shop where they have something for everyone. Panhandle Printing and Design at 124 North Maple Avenue in Martinsburg. Call 304-267-7400. You can even find them online, too, if you want to. If you need printed materials, don't deal with some city slicker you'll never meet. Trust the folks at Panhandle Printing and Design.
Well, a couple of runs a score on just one base hit. There were no errors, and the bases ultimately left loaded for the Antietam Generals in the top of the 6th inning. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They've now stranded 8 base runners and have left 5 of those in scoring position, but they do manage to get across the 2 they needed to tie this one up. 3-3 as the Hornets bat bottom half of inning number 6.
Graham Spitz still out. He's going to come out for his 3rd inning in relief. Been pretty productive so far.
Somebody is loosening in the bullpen down in the right field corner, and I was kind of thinking this would be his last half inning. We've got Spitz at 45 pitches, and 28 of those have been 4 strikes. So you would figure if he could get through this 6th inning, someone else would take over in that 7th inning. So the batter will be Nick Reeves, and he will take strike 1 on that outside part of the plate. Reeves, a left-hand batter. His first at-bat, swings and bounces this one past the pitcher, up the middle, gloved by the second baseman. He'll pivot and make that throw to first, and in time to get him. Nice play defensively by Carson Poffenberger. Reeves on 2 pitches, grounds out for 3. 1 down for Ryan Barger.
Bottom of the order here in the 6th, but if the bottom of the 7th is needed, you like the chances with the Lauder at the top of the order. Anderson, Weaver, and Lance. 2 of those 4 guys have had solo shots today.
Barger a little late on that first pitch from Graham Spitz. A swing and a miss for strike 1. Barger, a strikeout victim in the 1st, delivered a single in the 4th inning. Stands in and takes a called strike 2 here. Down in the count, 0-2. Spitz firing strikes here in this 6th inning. Fastball off the outside edge. Runs the count now to a ball and 2 strikes. Maybe he is saying,
I want 1 more inning.
Yeah, coach, leave me in.
Gets out of this quick enough. He may earn it.
1-2 delivery. Had the plate, but down below the knees. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Barger able to lay off. Now we'll await that 2-2 pitch. The Hornets looking for a base runner in a 3-all tie, batting in the bottom of the 6th, game scheduled to go 7. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and he's down on strikes. Looking back, that will be strikeout number 4 for Graham Spitz. To go along with 4 strikeouts for Clark, so 8 Ks here in the debut of the Hornby Hornets. Again, you get an idea pitching a little ahead of the hitting right now without a lot of baseball being played since mid-March. Brings up Ryan Fry. He'll take strike 1. How big that home run from Mason Lance with 2 outs in the 5th inning. The only reason we're tied right now. Next pitch also a strike. Count to Fry, 0-2. Fry is 0 for 2. Grounded out deep in the hole. It's short on a spectacular play from Justin Taylor. Last time up, got caught looking at a 2-2 pitch. And here takes an 0-2 delivery up and in for ball 1.
And Matt spoke too soon without remembering that Chase DeLauder got replaced defensively. So we'll not get to see his bat the rest of the game.
1-2 pitch, missing down low and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Base is empty with 2 outs. Here comes that 2-2. Trying to work the outside corner, but missed to low and away. Nice at bat by Fry as the count has gone to 3-2.
For, again, a very hard out in the bottom part of any order.
Payoff pitch is due, and it's a chopper back up the middle. Charging on it is the shortstop. Taylor's got it on the move in front of the second base bag. Makes that accurate throw to first in plenty of time to get him. And the Hornets will go in order in the bottom of the sixth. Well, we're scheduled to go 7, heading to the final inning of regulation. When we come back, it's a 60-second break, and then we return to P.O. Faulkner Park, where we're tied at 3.
Law Enforcement Live airs daily only on TV 10.
I was asking if you got anything else to stab me. You can get we'll hold your head.
That's not what the media makes it feel. We're here to help. I like what I do.
The following scene contains graphic content some viewers may find upsetting.
Stand back. It's sad.
New episodes, Wednesdays, 8 p.m.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Want to do it? Go through it. You're gonna like it.
Top half of inning number 7 from here at P.O. Faulkner Park. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton running our TV10 camera. Natalie Comer, our TV10 on-site producer. And Don Kinney is our producer and engineer back at the studio. Been a good one. Let's see what happens in this top half of the 7th. Can Antietam take a lead and try to get this victory on the road, or will the Hornets hold on to try to get a walk-off victory? Adam Mathias is the batter. Swings through the first pitch from Dylan McCartney for strike 1. McCartney closed out the last half inning and remains in the ballgame. Swinging at the 0-1. It's a pop-up towards the first baseman over near the bag. Making the play is Mason Lance for out number 1. Not an easy play behind the first base bag, and over near the line, and the runner going around the base.
Yeah, Mathias rounding first, and Lance couldn't have been more than a step or two off the bag.
Good concentration.
Yeah, never looked down, but I'm sure could feel the presence of a body right in front of him.
So Mathias retired, and McCartney will go to work facing Alex Avey, who has been aboard 2 of his 3 times up, and he takes one up and in. Spins out of the way of a little chin music. And his ball 1. Avey bounced out on a fielder's choice play that went 1-6 in the first inning. Grounds this one, hugging the third base line, fielded by Horner. Horner's throw, pulling Lance off the bag up the line, but he's able to get the tag on Avey going by for out number 2.
Yeah, now you saw Caleb Horner come up with that cleanly, and then had to dig in his glove. It was a double clutch, pulling Lance up the line just enough time, only by about a half a step. Was Lance able to get the runner on the tag. Avey retired.
Nice rocket throw across the diamond, though, too.
Yeah, no problem with that right arm.
So Avey retired for a second time. He had singled and walked after that at bat in the first inning. 2 outs, bases empty. It is Rowan Bromfield at the plate. He takes ball 1. The 1-0 delivery down below the knees, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. So Bromfield batting, looking for his first hit of the day. It's bounced out to the pitcher, struck out to swinging, and grounded out to shorts. Swing and a miss.
A hardy cut at that.
Very hardy. Count at 2 balls and 1 strike to Bromfield. The 1, 2, and 3 hitters will be coming up for the Hornets. He swings and sends this one past the diving Lance at first, down that right field line, where quickly the right fielder is on it and able to get it in. I believe that's still Reeves out there. And a hold Bromfield to the 2-out single.
Bromfield going the opposite way, hugging that line. That couldn't have been more than a foot and a half up that line the entire way, and Lance just couldn't get to it.
Well, could it be a little 2-out lightning? Look who's at the plate. Corey Jamison. All he's done today is get on base. A walk, an infield hit, and his last time up, a double, a steal, and a run scored. Left-hand batter takes a fastball just a bit up for ball one. So Bromfield reaching on the two-out base hit, keeping this top of the seventh inning alive for Antietam. And their most dangerous hitter of the day, Corey Jamison at the plate. A righty on the hill to the lefty at the plate, and the pitch finds the outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-1. Boy, McCartney needed that one. Did not want to fall behind 2-0 to Jamison. Now at 1-1 strike. Quick toss over to first, sending Bromfield back.
Yeah, Bromfield getting a lead before McCartney ever towed that pitching rubber. McCartney said, "You want to play that game? I'll toss one over. Get that uniform a little dirty."
Bromfield with his lead. Lance holds him on. Here's the pitch to the plate. Outside, off the glove of Weaver. And the base runner will advance as Bromfield trots down to second base. Boy, pass balls, wild pitches have been a little bit of an issue in this one for the Hornets. That one a little outside, but one that just simply popped in and out of the catcher's mitt.
And we've seen that a couple of times. I wonder if Weaver's breaking in a new catcher's mitt, because he is usually very sure-handed behind the plate. And I know, again, still getting back into the rhythm of playing a little bit, but it almost seems as if he's trying to break in a new mitt behind the plate.
Now that 2-1 pitch taken for a called strike. It's 2-2. Nice pitch from McCartney. Got a feeling Jamison might have been looking for something away, and that pitch came back on the inner half of the plate. Now the 2-2 is due with a go-ahead run at second. 2 outs in this top of the seventh and final inning of regulation. Break-even pitch taken for a called strike 3. Breaking pitch that caught the inside corner.
That one started right down the heart of the plate and just tailed inside or cut inside right at the last minute. Great pitch by McCartney, stranding a runner in scoring position.
Well, they have done that numerous times in this one. A great pitch by McCartney to wrap up the top of the seventh, and now a chance for the walk-off win for the Hornets. Let's see what they can do as they bat in the bottom of the seventh inning with the 1, 2, and 3 hitters due. A 60-second break, and then we're back. It is the Hornets 3 and the Generals 3.
Law Enforcement Live airs daily only on TV 10.
I was asking if you had anything that would stab me. If you get hold your head.
That's not what the media makes it feel. We're here to help.
Bunch of pills she's got.
I like what I do.
The following scene contains graphic content some viewers may find upsetting.
Stand back. It's sad.
New episodes, Wednesdays, 8 p.m.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Want to do it? Go through it. You're gonna like.
Bottom half of inning number 7 coming your way from here at P.O. Faulkner Park on a beautiful evening for some local baseball, independent baseball, the Antietam Generals and the Hornby Hornets.
Feels like we're about 3 months late being here, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Well, Graham Spitz is going to remain on the hill. And Dylan McCartney, out of that number 1 spot in the order, will stand in for his first at bat, and he will take strike 1. We have Spitz at about 58 pitches through 3 innings of work, 36 of those for strikes as he faces McCartney. Pitch to the plate, a swing and a miss. Just like that, nothing in 2.
McCartney's first AB of the game. Leadoff hitter previously, Chase DeLauder, who had a solo shot to lead off the bottom of the first.
0-2 pitch taken at the knees. That's a called strike 3. And McCartney just kind of flips the bat to himself and walks towards the dugout.
Did not look comfortable at all in that at-bat. A tough situation to come and get your first at-bat in. Come into the game to pitch, hadn't played it all throughout the game before that. And, hey, why don't you take an at-bat tied in the bottom of the 7th.
5 Ks in the ball game now for Spitz, who will go to work facing Chase Anderson and misses with this one a little up and away. Anderson 0 for 3. A pair of strikeouts and a line out to the third baseman sandwiched in between. 1-0 delivery is a strike on the outside edge. 1-1 the count. The first strikeout was looking. His last time up in the fifth, that strikeout was swinging. And that one came against Spitz. 1-1 pitch outside for ball 2.
And if you're Anderson, you'd love to get on base for the next two guys, being Weaver and Lance, the two power guys, or should I say two of the power guys in this lineup.
Here's that 2-1 pitch, an off-speed pitch, a swing and a miss, and the count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Just dropped right off the table at the end.
Spitz has gone to that off-speed pitch a little more.
He's gone to it more as this game has gone on.
2-2 off-speed pitch, bounced right back to him on the front slope of the mound. Spitz will field it on a bounce, make that run or jog over towards first with the underhand toss to retire Anderson. 2 down in the inning, and it brings up Brady Weaver. He's a guy that could end it on one swing of the bat. All right, Hornets baseball started with a home run from Chase DeLauder in their first at-bat. Can they get a walk-off win on a home run in the very last at-bat of the game? You talk about dramatics. Let's see what happens. Off-speed pitch in there for a strike. So Weaver taking that one, and the count 0-1.
Weaver's been on base once today, where his courtesy runner ended up coming around and scoring.
Another off-speed pitch from Spitz. This one stays high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Weaver is grounded out to third, grounded out to short. So he's put it in play. 2 of his 3 at-bats. And as you mentioned, this other one he walked. There's that breaking pitch again. This one finds the outside edge of the plate. Now a ball and 2 strikes. Only thing to do with that one is go the other way. Weaver more of a pull hitter. There's that breaking pitch again, and it's a bouncing ball to the third baseman. Bromfield has it, and his throw to first a little high into the air to pull that one in was Corey Walters. He comes down with a foot on the bag, and Weaver is retired. Ground out goes 5-3, and the Hornets go in order for a second straight inning. 6 straight batters retired by Graham Spitz. Now, you said it, Matt. We get a little free baseball on our first day back from the COVID-19 stoppage of the play of sports. Let's go a little longer. We're going to the 8th inning when we come back after a 60-second break, still tied at 3. Woohoo!
Howdy, cowpokes. Do your business cards look like they were designed by a coat roper? Well, this cowboy knows the advantage of dealing with folks the old-fashioned way. When you order printed material on the internet, you're stuck with what you get. But when you need printed material to look just right, you want to deal with folks you know. And that's what you'll find at Panhandle Printing and Design. Local folks that have been delivering results for years. They can help with everything from design to production of stationery envelopes, business cards, invitations, vinyl signs, banners, vehicle wraps, and a lot more. They can answer all your printing questions, and you can call them on the phone or hop on your horse and go see them, because they're your one-stop printing shop where they have something for everyone. Panhandle Printing and Design at 124 North Maple Avenue in Martinsburg. Call 304-267-7400. You can even find them online, too, if you want to. If you need printed materials, don't deal with some city slicker you'll never meet. Trust the folks at Panhandle Printing and Design.
At 3, we're going to the 8th inning, our first extra inning in this affair, scheduled to have gone 7. And it's kind of bookends, if you will, for the 2 teams. The Hornets with 2 in their first at-bat in the first inning. Antietam then scored a run in the 4th. The Hornets get a run in the 5th, but Antietam with 2 runs in the 6th inning, able to tie it up at 3. Neither team could score in the 7th. Can either score and get the win in the 8th? We'll find out. And with your play-by-play, here's Matt Crawford.
Thank you, sir. It'll be Dylan McCartney back out to pitch here as we get some free baseball, some marketing ideas being tossed around here in the press box. Talking about a fireworks night that could be in the works.
Yeah, well, there's some out over the center field fence going off right now.
Graham Spitz steps in. First pitch to him. High, looked at it. Sent the bat around a little bit, but was able to hold up. Ball 1. Spitz so far has walked twice and struck out. So far on the books, just 0 for 1. That 1-0 pitch, high and outside. Ball 2 to Spitz.
I am down to 3 columns left after this half inning in my scorebook because I'm still using the same one from last night, so I lost my first inning.
As the firework goes off in center field, a ground ball to the shortstop, fired over. A good stretch by Lance at first base. That throw coming from shortstop, and believe at shortstop have had another
nope, that's Jake Reisenweber back over.
Back over at at shortstop. So the first out of the inning is going to be recorded 6-3.
And a nice stretch and good dig there by Lance at first base to pull that one in. So that was a nice defensive play on both ends of that ground ball.
Here's the first pitch seen to John Carter, lifted into center field. That one's going to drop in for a single on the first pitch he sees, and a one-out base runner now standing at first base.
That one seemed to come out off the end of the bat, just kind of muscled that one over the head of Reisenweber, the shortstop, and out into shallow left center field.
Carson Poffenberger will step in. A runner on, one down. See if he can move him over or find a gap.
It's a 7th hit for the Generals in this one. I've got just 4 hits right now for the Hornets.
Coming set is Dylan McCartney on the mound, taking his time. Tosses in one that's a bit high, about a letter high. That'll be ball 1 to Poffenberger.
As you said, really taking a lot of time peering back over that left shoulder towards the runner at first. Let's see if Carter might be in motion.
McCartney again, a long set. Here comes that 1-0, a fastball low and away. A good backhanded stab by Brady Weaver. Count 2 balls and no strikes. Carter having to stay at first base.
And another firework out over the trees.
Those could not be more dead center if they tried.
Well beyond the center field fence.
Coach Byler, good job getting those organized. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out here in the top of inning number 8, free baseball. Here the first night out at P.O. Faulkner. Here's a chopper down the right side, bounces over Mason Lance. That's going to move the runner to third base. Here's the throw down the line, gets past the third baseman Horner, and that should score a run. Coming in, standing up at home. Not sure he ever touched home plate, but coming all the way around from first on a chopper and then a air throwing to third is John Carter, and taking the lead for the first time in this ball game is the Antietam Generals. They have the 4-3 lead here at the top of the 8th inning.
Yeah, you're looking at a base hit for Poffenberger, but the run will score on the errant throw that got by Horner at third. Just couldn't get anybody there quick enough to help back up that play and get a throw to the plate in time to get that runner.
Now another runner in scoring position. Poffenberger at second, just 1 down. Back to the top of the order, it's Taylor. Taylor takes a strike on the outside corner. The breaking ball snaps in on the outside.
Boy, I'm glancing back through my score sheet to make sure that I have not mismarked anything, but I would have that as the first error of the night for the Hornets, and it ends up being a costly one.
It does, but you can't complain about that with the lack of baseball either one of these teams has played.
No, and you give everybody credit for, what they did.
Breaking ball again on the outside. That one missing just a little off the plate. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike to Taylor.
Manager Trey Cobb was going to bring the runner to third. You got to force that right fielder to make the throw, and, the throw had to be made to right field. Just quite couldn't get it there, and so it ends up being a run, and now the Hornets will have to find a way to rally.
That 1-1 low, but a swing and a miss by Taylor. Now behind him the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. McCartney trying for a punch-out to get out number 2.
Let's not forget, it's also the 3rd game for the Generals, as we were talking with Manager Cobb earlier. They've played a couple of games, so already have some on-field experience.
And 1-2, a breaking ball that gets away from Brady Weaver. Going to third, sliding in safely is Carson Poffenberger, and he is now just 90 feet away from a 2-run lead for the Generals.
And that pitch missed, so the count has gone to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Really need to get Taylor here. He's just looking to put the ball in play somewhere as the infield draws in.
Look for a play at the plate if it is a ground ball. Here comes that 2-2 pitch. That one fouled off right below us. You probably heard the loud thud as it hit the bricks below us. And John Alderton trying to get some sympathies next to us. You're not going to get any from this group, John.
If that was the sound of his shin. Man's got bones made of brick.
Sixth pitch of the AB. Here comes the 2-2 breaking ball, and that one gets by Brady Weaver. Hits hard off the backstop. There's going to be a play at the plate, but in safe on the slide is Carson Poffenberg. And a 2-run lead now for the Antietam Generals in the top of the 8th. It is 5-3, and the offense has come on late here for Antietam.
Oh, and you're looking at, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 5 runs on the board have scored on wild pitches and/or pass balls.
And the other one was an error.
Yeah, and one on an error. So, you give the Generals credit. They've found a way to get guys on and to force the defense of the Hornets, but they haven't been able to get it done.
That full count pitch lifted high into the middle of the infield. Lance comes in from first base and just never got a good read on it. Drops in behind him. And safe at first is going to be Justin Taylor. And right now the wheel's falling off a little bit for this Hornby Hornets team. Lance looking up at the lights going, I lost it. I thought it was coming right down. And manager Trip Tobin going to make his way to the mound with what looks like another hurler behind him. Waiting to see a number on that pitcher. It'll be the end of the night for Dylan McCartney, and it will be the 8th pitcher of the night for the Hornets.
I'd have that now at about 34 pitches for McCartney. Remember, he had to come in and close out that 6th inning before pitching the 7th, and now working his way into this 8th inning. And so at 34 pitches, after seeing the batter Taylor reach, why not make that call to the bullpen before Corey Walters can stand in?
I believe this may be Thomas Budka warming up on the mound. I believe I see a 15 coming in. So while he gets up his warm-up, while he gets in his warm-up pitches, let's send it back to the studio, take a 60-second timeout. Then we are back for more of the top of the 8th inning, 1 out. It is a 5-3 lead for the Antietam Generals over the Hornets. We're back in 60 seconds.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
And the wheel's starting to come off for the Hornby Hornets. The Antietam Generals have put a pair across the board here in the 8th inning, coming just 2 innings after putting 2 on the board in the top of the 6th inning. Into pitch now for the Hornets is Thomas Budka.
Looking at the numbers for McCartney, an inning and 2/3, giving up 2 runs on 3 hits, and to his credit would be 1 walk and 1 strikeout.
Stepping to the plate is Corey Walters. Walters a triple in this one, 1 for 4 on the day. Runner at first base is Taylor, who reached first on the E3. Here comes the first pitch. This one lifted foul over near the stands and the concession stands, bouncing onto the concession stands. Strike 1. And big thanks to Fat Jack's Barbecue providing food to the press box tonight. Matt and I have not got to eat it yet, but the smell is very, very tempting to just take a chip here in the middle of the broadcast. Here comes that 0-1 pitch. That one low in the dirt, bouncing in front of Brady Weaver. He's able to keep that one in front and keep Justin Taylor at first base. Count even now, 1 ball, 1 strike.
All important right now for Budka. Make sure that Taylor does not come around and score. Already a 2-run deficit. Big enough hole to try to dig out of.
Here comes that 1-1. That fastball high inside for ball 2. This will be the most pitches that Walters has seen in an at-bat tonight. 1 pitch, 1 pitch, 3 pitches, and 2 pitches. This will be pitch 4 upcoming as Budka out of the stretch, ready to deliver. Here comes that 2-1. That one low inside, ball 3. Runner at first base, not getting a big lead against the lefty. Taylor, about a half a body length. 3-1 pitch, ready to Walters. A hearty cut, a swing and a miss. He saw the hitter's count.
Yep.
3 balls, 1 strike, and wanted to find a gap somewhere. Instead, the swing and a miss makes the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down here in the top of the 8th inning. Middle infield shading to the middle, trying for that double play. The payoff pitch on the 3-2 outside. Ball 4. Now runners at first and second, 1 down.
8 base on balls now issued by Hornets pitching to go along with 4 of the 5 runs scoring on wild pitches and or pass balls.
Adam Mathias steps in, the lefty. So far on the day has an infield single as he awaits the first pitch. Here is that pitch. It is inside, goes off the glove of Brady Weaver, and now 2 runners will be in scoring position. As moving to third base will be Taylor. Walters now up to second. And Brady Weaver, usually very, very sure-handed behind the plate, and from what we've seen, usually blocks just about everything. Has had trouble tonight, and the pitching hasn't helped at times, but has had trouble keeping that baseball in front of him.
And let's see if they bring the infield in again. Horner is in a bit at third, but the middle infielders still kind of playing back. So too Lance playing back at first.
Here's a ground ball to second base. Up with it in a tough throw across, and it's safe at first base on the infield single by Mathias. 1 run will come in. Taylor scores. Now a 3-run advantage for the Generals. It is 6-3 in the top of the 8th inning. Runners at the corners.
RBI infield base hit and put that run to the account of Dylan McCartney. So 3 runs allowed on 3 hits in an inning and 2/3 with a walk and a strikeout.
It's the first RBI on 6 runs tonight for the Generals. Quick snap throw over by Butka. Back in safe, diving in was Mathias. Alex Avey, the righty, stands in. He has been on base twice tonight. A single and a walk. First pitch to him bounces in front of Weaver, and going easily into second base, standing up, is going to be Adam Mathias. 1 ball, no strikes to Avey.
And this more in scoring position.
And this has been a tale of 2 games so far in this one. It was a very well-pitched game up until the 6th inning for the Hornets. Here comes that 1-0. That one, a strike just below the letters. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike.
5 runs in the last 3 at-bats after just 1 run through the first 5 at-bats for Antietam.
2 runners in scoring position. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Butka, low and away, and fanning at that 1-1 is Avey. Now behind in the count, 1-2. And a big pitch coming up for Thomas Butka. He looks in, waiting to get that sign from Brady Weaver, teammates at Hedgesville High School. Here comes that 1-2. That one low and inside, ball 2. The count's even. You can see the energy slowly coming out of that dugout down the third base line. Not the start this Hornets team was expecting, especially after the first 5 innings of play. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Off speed, strike 3 called on the outside corner. Good pitch for Thomas Butka. Retires Alex Avey.
On a much-needed out number 2, with 2 in scoring position and 3 runs already in, and the Hornets down 6-3. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 8th inning, it is the 4, 5, and 6 hitters that will try to start the rally. But first, you got to get Bromfield.
5 batters between outs 1 and 2 for the Generals. Here comes the first pitch. That one a swing and a miss for Bromfield. Count 0-1.
For Bromfield, he becomes the 8th batter in this half inning for the Generals.
Bromfield awaits. Here comes that 0-1. That one low in the dirt, blocked by Brady Weaver, and he's been a busy, busy man behind the plate today. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, welcome back to the game, right?
Bromfield on base once today was a single. in the 7th, just an inning ago. 1-1 pitch, fastball low and inside, and again Weaver having to slide over late to keep it in front. 2 balls, 1 strike to Bromfield. A ground out victim twice so far in this game, also a strikeout back in the 4th. And the count now 2 balls, 1 strike. Budka trying to come back even. Here comes that 2-1, fouled back just below us. Count now even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And you got to come after the batter here. Don't want this count to get to 3-2. With 2 outs, runners at second and third. Want to try to attack here if you can.
Here comes the break even as Budka comes setting the stretch. Here's that break even, a swing and a miss. Or did he get a piece? He just nicked it. So we'll do that 2-2 again. Bromfield got so little, I didn't necessarily hear anything from where we were. But the umpire saying he did get a piece.
Well, and no argument from Brady Weaver, the Hornet catcher, so he just nicked that baseball to stay alive.
Again with the 2-2 from Budka. This one lifted and driven into the gap in right center field. That's going to score 2 runs and be a sure double. Is it going to be 3? Bromfield rounding first, rounding second. He is going to try for 3. There's the cutoff in the outfield. Gets by the original cutoff man. It is a 2 RBI stand-up triple for Rowan Bromfield. And that will score from third, Corey Walters and Adam Mathias all the way from second. It is now 8-3 Generals.
5 runs in the inning. And the 9th man to come to the plate will be Corey Jamison, who has arguably been one of their top hitters in this one with a walk, an infield single, and a double. Last time up, he did get caught looking at a 2-2 pitch, but he has been a tough out.
Budka comes set, runner 90 feet away from making a 6-run ball game. First pitch, low in the dirt. Good block by Brady Weaver. 1 ball, no strikes to the right fielder, Jamison.
Well, you knew, the later this game went, it was going to be more challenging for the Hornets with the way they've been working the pitching in this one. You're getting very deep, but I think it's good early on for manager Tripp Tobin to kind of get an idea and see what he's got.
That 1-0 misses high, ball 2. Budka looks in, gets the sign from Brady Weaver, now comes set. Here comes that 2-0 delivery. That one well inside, ball 3. Will we see them bat around here in the top of the 8th inning? It's certainly looking that way right now. Budka looks in to get that sign. Stepping in is Jamison. Lefty with that bit of an open stance. Here comes the 3-0. That one just a bit outside, ball 4.
Yeah, even Jamison stood there momentarily to wait and see if that would be called a strike or not. It was not called a strike, and it puts runners at the corners. Graham Spitz was up to 70 pitches we had unofficially through 4 innings of work. I can't imagine he comes out to finish this one up.
Especially with the layoff he's had now sitting in the dugout. First pitch to Spitz, that one a fastball, bottom corner of the zone, low and away, a swing and a miss. Strike 1. Runners at the corners. It was a 2 RBI triple for Bromfield, getting him to third. That 0-1 pitch, a bit inside, ball 1.
Yeah, Budka working on consistency right now. Needs to be able to come back and get a couple of pitches in the zone.
Here comes that 1-1 pitch. That one high in the zone, a hearty cut by Spitz. Missed it. Now the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. And for the Hornets, 1 pitch away from trying to get out of what has been so far a 5-run top of the 8th inning. The 1-2 pitch from Budka, that one low and inside. A good block by Brady Weaver. Count now goes even, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 8th.
And again, Weaver doing a nice job. As you said earlier, he is going to earn that hot bath tonight. May even be looking for the hot tub.
2-2 pitch. Here comes that break even from Budka. That one high and outside, and the frustration starting to set in as you can see the frustration on Thomas Budka after that pitch. Count runs full. Runner at first base Jameson will be able to leave on this pitch with 2 outs. The payoff pitch upcoming. Here it comes from Butka. That one fouled off into the netting, and we'll do the full count again.
I'm not sure if Jameson was not quite aware of the situation or what, but he did not go anywhere as that pitch came to the plate. And conversation over there.
One of the first rules once you get to 90 feet, hey, full count, 2 outs, go. Here comes that 3-2 again, still not going, and this one just a bit low, ball 4. Base is now loaded as it'll bring up John Carter for his second at-bat of the inning.
And his earlier at-bat was a 1-out single that frankly got this whole mess started. So we'll place the blame on him.
Again, it was 5 batters between outs 1 and 2. And this is the 4th batter now after out number 2. Carter, first pitch he sees is very high, an acrobatic catch for Brady Weaver, who will now go out and have a conversation with former teammate Thomas Butka. And that, again, it has been a tale of 2 games in 1 for this Hornets team tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the first 5 innings, and it's a 3-1 win for the Hornets. You get into that 6th, the 7th, and now the 8th inning, and it has been all Antietam as they have put 7 of the 8 runs on the board in these last 3 at-bats.
Here comes the 1-0 to Carter. That one above the letters, ball 2. And right now, it has been trying to find the strike zone consistently for Thomas Butka. Working a little bit quicker now, maybe trying to get into rhythm. Here comes that 2-0. That one just below the letters inside for strike 1.
Yeah, that certainly was not right down the middle by any stretch. Caught the upper edge of the strike zone.
2-1 pitch upcoming. That one, easy one to lay off, about forehead high. Ball 3, a hitter's count now for John Carter, who, as Matt mentioned earlier this inning, had a single, would come around to score to give the Generals their first lead of this ball game. Here comes the 3-1. That one, a strike right down the middle. Full count. Back-to-back batters now that have seen a full count. The last victor was Spitz. We'll see if Butka can win this battle. Here comes the payoff pitch, a 3-2. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. But the damage done here in the top of the 8th inning. 5 runs come across, and it'll be 5 to keep playing. If you are the Hornby Hornets, we'll see if they have 5 runs in them coming up in the bottom of the 8th after this 62nd timeout. We're back with the bottom of the 8th inning next.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
He'll be the 3rd pitcher on record tonight for the Antietam Generals. And Matt, that 8th inning was not the prettiest baseball we have ever seen compared to what we had seen the previous 7 innings. And the last 3 pitchers for the Hornets really just struggled to find the strike zone. Talking Caleb Horner, Dylan McCartney, and Thomas Butka.
Yeah, the 5-run score on 4 hits total in the inning as both McCartney and Butka give up 2 hits each, but there were the 3 walks. There was an error in there as well. You're looking at, 4 of the runs on the board that have scored as a result of wild pitches. You've got a couple of errors that have been costly. It's not been a strong finish, but certainly a learning experience for this Hornets team, and let's see what they got as they come to the plate.
Well, the Hornets need 5 to keep playing, and starting it off will be the cleanup hitter, number 12, Mason Lance, who takes ball 1 high and inside. Again, the new pitcher is Daniel Walter, as Lance will step out, redo those batting gloves, and step back in. His last at-bat was a solo shot over the right center field fence for Lance. He's trying to strike some magic again. Here comes that 1-0 from Walter. This one lifted high into the air, coming into the middle of the infield. Shortstop coming in. It's Taylor. Camps underneath of it and makes the catch, and he let everybody from here to Hedgesville know that he wanted that baseball.
I believe I heard mine.
I think I did too.
And everyone got out of the way and gave it to him, and that's just what you want him to do. You want your shortstop to take charge in that situation. That's a big out to retire Lance, who, as you were saying, had that home run his last time up.
Reisenweber now steps in with 1 down. Here comes the first pitch, a swing and a miss, strike 1.
And how about Graham Spitz? He'll get the win in this one. 4 innings, 1 run, 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, 1 base on balls. Really did a solid job.
Second pitch, a strike, 0-2. Here comes that 0-2 pitch, and that one, a strike 3 called on the outside corner. Reisenweber goes down on 3 straight pitches, a backwards K in the scorebook.
Well, Daniel Walters on his way to Hagerstown Community College.
Now stepping in is number 14, Hunter Minnick. Minnick pinch hitting for Tyler Gilpin. So he takes ball 1 high and outside.
Minnick looking to get a little rally started here for the Hornets, down by 5, down to that final outs.
Backside of the way is a ball coming inside. Gets past the catcher, Avey. Ball 2 to Minnick. Minnick, a JV player last year. Playing up a little bit, getting some valuable experience. Here comes that 2-0. Outside, ball 3. And the youngster trying to find a way on base.
Well, after Walter retired the first 2 that he faced on just 5 pitches, he's gone 3-0 now to Minnick.
Ready with that 3-0. Here comes Walter, and that one above the letters, ball 4. And Minnick still standing in there, didn't realize it was ball 4, and he'll now jog to first base.
Not sure if he thought that last one had caught the top edge of the strike zone, but
he just wanted a few more cuts. It's his first at-bat of the game. He wanted to take a few more.
He was willing to wait around and make sure that the umpire told him he could go to first.
It was scheduled to be Nick Reeves hitting, but believe we're going to have a pinch hitter coming in, waiting to see a number on the what is going to be lefty coming up, a number 16. So it is Nick Reeves.
Number 16, Nick Reeves.
A little late coming out of the dugouts. I thought we may see a pinch hitter, but it is Reeves coming back up for his second AB of the game, grounded out to second base, his first. Strike 1 on the breaking ball, caught the inside corner. 2 down here in the bottom of inning number 8. We were tied at 3 coming into the 8th. 5 runs in the top half of the inning for the Generals. Gives us our score of 8-3 now. That 0-1 pitch off the outside edge, ball 1. Minnick getting his lead off of first base. Relatively generous lead for a lefty. And that ball fouled off at the plate. That will be strike 2. Count on 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th as Reeves trying to stay alive, as it would need to be a ferocious 2-out rally to keep playing here.
Strange things happen in this game of baseball.
Time and time again. Here comes that 1-2. This one fouled off, hitting the screen to the left of the press box, just in front of the bleachers on the home side. And we'll do that 1-2 again.
Nice job by Reeves to fight it off. See another pitch.
Minnick stands at first base, now gets his lead after he reached on a walk. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Reeves. That one, a strike 3 called about a letter high, and that will be your ball game. 5 runs in the top of the 8th inning, your difference in extra innings, and the Antietam Generals get the win over the Hornby Hornets in Game 1 of the Hornets season 8-3. We'll come back with a post game and give you some numbers from this one and set you up for what we believe will be our next broadcast coming up in the post game show. Again, your final in this one, it was the Antietam Generals 8, the Hornby Hornets 3. We are back in 2 minutes.
Howdy, cowpokes. Do your business cards look like they were designed by a coat roper? Well, this cowboy knows the advantage of dealing with folks the old-fashioned way. When you order printed material on the internet, you're stuck with what you get. But when you need printed material to look just right, you want to deal with folks you know. And that's what you'll find at Panhandle Printing and Design. Local folks that have been delivering results for years. They can help with everything from design to production of stationery envelopes, business cards, invitations, vinyl signs, banners, vehicle wraps, and a lot more. They can answer all your printing questions, and you can call them on the phone or hop on your horse and go see them, because they're your one-stop printing shop where they have something for everyone. Panhandle Printing and Design at 124 North Maple Avenue in Martinsburg. Call 304-267-7400. You can even find them online, too, if you want to. If you need printed materials, don't deal with some city slicker you'll never meet. Trust the folks at Panhandle Printing and Design.
Law Enforcement Live airs daily only on TV 10.
I was asking if you had anything that would stab me. You can get hold your head.
That's not what the media makes it to be. We're here to help. I like what I do.
The following scene contains graphic content some viewers may find upsetting.
Stand back. It's sad.
New episodes, Wednesdays, 8 p.m.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Want to do it? Go through it. You're gonna like it.
Welcome back in to P.O. Faulkner Park. It was a tale of two games as the Antietam Generals get the 8-3 win over the Hornby Hornets in the first game of our Independent League summer season. And, man, I say tale of two games because the offense for the Generals really didn't start until that sixth inning. And all of a sudden they came alive and simultaneously came alive because the pitching for the Hornets kind of hit a wall in that sixth inning. It was a strongly pitched game on both sides until that sixth inning. James Walsh came in and had a very strong fifth inning. Caleb Horner came in that sixth, and from Horner to McCartney to Budka just struggled to find that strike zone.
8 strikeouts, but 10 base on balls between the 8 different pitchers that towed the rubber for the Hornby Hornets. And you look at 4 of the 8 runs on the scoreboard that scored as of a wild pitch and or a passed ball, and even others that you might talk about that moved around the bases. Add in some hitting for the Generals as it's not like they didn't hit the ball. They scored their 8 runs on 10 base hits, but the Hornets just never could really get anything going offensively. And through the first 5 innings, it certainly looked good as the Hornets going into the 6th inning had a 3-1 lead, but Antietam put 7 of their 8 runs on the board in their last 3 at-bats, 2 in the 6th inning, and then that 5-run top of the 8th inning, the difference.
And again, it's a learning experience. This is the first game. Some of these kids had no experience, or I shouldn't say experience, no baseball season this spring. Some that were at the collegiate level had a handful of games, but not a whole lot. So, again, you haven't played baseball in 3 months. You're pitching. When you get deeper into the pitching is when you're going to start to see those difficulties. Let's send it back to the studio, take another 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll run some of the numbers from this one and set you up for our next broadcast. Again, a 1-minute timeout, and then we're back. Once again, your final, the Antietam Generals beating our Hornby Hornets 8-3. We're back in 60 seconds.
Floodwaters can spread E. coli bacteria. Here's Bill Kearns from the Berkeley County Health Department about what to do if your well is tested positive.
If it's just a one-time contamination, you can superchlorinate your well, which we have instructions at the health department. They could call and talk to us. You're providing an excessive amount of bleach down the well. Then you do a runoff to get that out of the system, to get the bleach through your lines, get any contamination out there. You do a runoff of so long, and then you can have it tested again.
The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
We welcome you back in one final time to P.O. Faulkner Park. Your final in this one, the Antietam Generals get the 8-3 win over the Hornby Hornets. That in part to 2 runs in the top of the 6th inning, another 5 once we got into extra innings following a 3-3 tie after 7. Going to kick it over to Matt Miller to give you some of the totals in this one. A lot of hitting totals on one side. We'll tell you about the pitching as well. Matt, how'd this one go?
We're just going to break down the pitchers of record in this one. Good start for Ryan Clark. Even though he gave up 2 runs in that first inning, he really settled down, worked a solid second and third inning as he set down 6 straight through those 2 innings. He gave way to Graham Spitz, and Spitz will be the pitcher of record. Gave up just a run on 3 hits over 4 innings. He struck out 5 and walked 1. Chase DeLauder, Trevor Sharp, Ashton Stobbs, Cam King, James Walsh, Caleb Horner, Dylan McCartney, and Thomas Butka all towed the pitching rubber for the Hornets. In the end, it ends up being McCartney that will take the tough loss in inning and 2/3. Gave up 3 runs on 3 hits with 1 walk and 1 strikeout. Gave up 3 of the 5 runs that scored in the 5-run top of the 8th inning. That really was the difference in this one. Offensively for the Hornets, just again, never really got anything going. Their 3 runs came on 4 hits. Chase DeLauder had the leadoff solo home run, and with 2 outs in the 5th inning, Mason Lance added a home run. They did get an RBI fielder's choice out of Jack Reisenweber. That accounted for the 3 runs. Meanwhile, for the Generals, they pounded out 10 hits and had some pretty big ones, including Corey Walters, who had a triple, an RBI base hit for Adam Mathias. There was a base hit, a walk, and a couple of runs scored for Alex Ivy. A triple to drive in a pair for Roan Bromfield, a double and an infield single, a couple of hits, and a couple of walks for Corey Jamison, who only was retired once in this ballgame. Those are just some of the highlights for Antietam. Final totals look like this. Antietam 8 runs on 10 hits, 1 error, 12 left on base, and 8 in scoring position. Could have done more damage. For the Hornets, 3 runs on 4 hits. They commit 2 errors, stranding 7 base runners, leaving 3 in scoring position. As we mentioned, Spitz the win. McCartney takes the loss, and the time of the game, approximately 2 hours and 49 minutes. The Generals, by the way, are now 3-0 on this young independent summer season, while the Hornets suffer the loss in their opener.
All right, that's going to wrap up our coverage for today. The next game for the Hornets will be at 12 o'clock on Saturday, right back here at P.O. Faulkner Park. We will not be able to cover that one, but encourage you to come out and see what is an exciting baseball team in person.
And I believe that is a double header
Yes.
on Saturday as well, starting at 12 noon, so you have plenty of time through the afternoon to come catch some baseball.
Then we'll be back in action next Tuesday. We believe that will be the next broadcast here. But
no, because that game next Tuesday is actually in Hagerstown. They're on the road, and then I don't believe they play through next weekend because of the July 4th holiday, so it looks like it will be the week of July 6th before we really get back on the radio and television with another broadcast.
I tell you what, keep it tuned to Miller Time on our TV 10 and Talk Radio WR on our Facebook page, and we will have a full schedule at some point of what this summer season will look like once Trip Tobin, I think, finalizes that schedule. A lot of trying to figure out during these times who can play when. So we will keep you up to date as much as we can. That is going to close out our broadcast for this evening. For all of the crew here, Natalie Comer, our on-site producer, John Alderton, our TV 10 cameraman. Back at the studio is Don Kenny. For my broadcast partner, Matt Miller, I am Matt Crawford, reminding you one final time that the final in this one is the Antietam Generals 8 and the Hornby Hornets 3. We will see you next time.
You've been listening to Hornby Hornets Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. All rights reserved. We now return to regular programming.